Go.
Welcome back. It has been a while since I have been here, and
Less time than you think.
It really? It feels like at
I
least
don't
like a
know.
month and a half.
Well, okay, it's exactly as much as you think.
Boom.
Your sense of time is infinitely better than I gave you credit for. Speaking of time,
time flies when you don't have to
holy
force
shit!
yourself
This is
to
the
talk
Barrel
about
Vision time
games.
skip. This is the Barrel Vision.
Yeah. Yeah, we're here. I'm here.
Not that the art style's going to
talk about
change
something
afterwards.
that isn't deep rock.
Yeah.
Because that's all I can muster nowadays. I was really threatened with like a choice earlier. I download like basically all the random games that come on Game Pass, and I'm constantly running out of space due to that. And it recommended me to get rid of Deep Rock because I haven't played it so long.
Yeah, that's because you haven't played it.
I stared at it, and I'm like, should I really uninstall Deep Rock Galactic? And it survived. I'm not sure what got the cut, but it's probably some other small stupid game that I barely ever play. But it got close.
If the toss up, I mean, it's very hard to imagine an actual toss up though, where it's like, I need to get rid of this because this is the only thing that's going to make the space that I need in comparison to somehow everything else that I'm playing and needs that space. It's such a I don't think that can happen. That's the thing. There's going to be a bigger game that you probably haven't played in like months.
It comes,
Always.
Yeah, but it comes down to like with games, it's either if I'm actually currently playing them, I can see myself playing them at any moment. Like, because Hades was there as well, and it's like
and that's a bit bigger.
I don't play Hades regularly, but Hades is a game that I like just jumping on whenever I do feel like it for like an afternoon. It is actually one of those games. Like Hades stays, and there are some games that I don't really want to get caught with my pants down not having if the opportunity arises, which really only comes down to like GTA. Like, I don't hate playing GTA on a random evening when like Tom comes on or something.
I
so
see.
I want to
Okay.
make sure it's installed.
No,
for
that actually makes sense.
It's a lot of gigs for that, but it's also like I will definitely miss the opportunity if it's not installed. So it's stuff like that. But yeah, Deep Rock, it's like I don't even play it. I don't even think about this game anymore. Like that's the simple fact of the matter. I was like, oh shit, yeah, Deep Rock Galactic.
And there you go. Yeah, that kind of explains the current state of things.
Yeah,
I don't mean obviously I mean of the channel.
Think about on a regular basis is this show, this manga.
Yeah,
for me,
so
it's a manga more than anything.
That's because you're a weeaboo. You're not actually not. You probably consume as much as a weeaboo does, but you do not fit the
people
mold.
Don't even use that term.
Honestly, it's such an old. It feels like an old term nowadays.
Anime has already become like a popular thing, right? Like most people of our generation have watched anime, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's
Tom,
like
the most basic like dude. He's like consumed One Piece and like many other random fucking like anime. It's just a normal guys watch anime at this point.
Yeah, it's not a non-Western thing. It comes from outside, but you know, so do French fries.
Yeah.
It's at that level now. Basically, it's just part of our culture.
And it's like maybe a bit rarer, a bit lower, a bit sadder is reading manga. Which is lower.
It is lower, but at the same time, it might be overall globally, it might be more popular than reading like American
I think people
comics.
Like owning manga. I think that's definitely a thing. Like I think like people value having the Berserk like books there, right? That's definitely a thing.
Yeah, I've even almost bought those.
One day when I can reasonably afford it, I know I'm gonna get the entirety of One Piece to fill up like a bookshelf, which is not unreasonable by the end of it. That too. But yeah, basically, I like this quite a bit.
Yeah, but that's not even really close to the reason why this video is happening, though, is it? Because
but it's the source of it. Because during school,
it is. That's right.
I loved it. and I kept praising it, and I kept being like, guys, seriously, you need to fucking watch One Piece. Seriously, guys, watch One Piece. Seriously, read One Piece, guys. You need to read One Piece. That's when I transitioned.
I will
That sounds
transition.
bad.
It sounds bad.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, my fucking Instagram handle is read One Piece.
He's literally an
Eventually,
evangelist.
eventually, James conceded because he liked anime anyway, so it wasn't that big of a surprise. But he watched it. Not much came from it because he, as mentioned, just watches anime. He doesn't really think much of it. Then Tom got into it, which was the biggest surprise. He just, he fucking sank like two. I don't even know how long it took. It was like a month of like non-stop watching, and he had gotten there. And eventually, years later, you arrive. Finally, the BBC buying the rights to the dub and putting it on the iPlayer. You lost the excuse
I
to
am
not watch it.
painfully British.
Yes, you are.
I have to admit, I don't really have a good reason, like, back then, because I had far less on my plate back then. Like, nowadays, I've got stuff on the docket, like, backlogged games and TV shows and movies out the fucking wazoo. I've got so much to consume. I'm a consumer, bro. But somehow, I basically invented, because One Piece was put on iPlayer, I invented a slot for it where, because it's like these really short episodes. Well, that would be 3 episodes. I watched 2 episodes a day.
One Piece 40.
I think keeping it under an hour is actually the point, to be honest. If it was taking up more than an hour, it would kind of be more intrusive. But the fact that it doesn't, but can also get through multiple episodes, is So yeah, I started watching it when pretty much as soon as they put it on iPlayer. Actually, to be honest,
it really was. Yeah.
It was
It
pretty
only
quick.
like East Blue as well. I'm pretty sure at the very beginning, but
whenever that
watch.
was up to about a week before this video was uploaded, I guess. That's how long it took me to finish basically everything up until the end of Summit War, which is where the time skip happens. The both in-universe and real-world time skip of One Piece. And I don't know what really prompted this, because I didn't have like a overwhelmingly strong urge to do another video on Saturday necessarily, but I think I had like an inkling of all 3 of the things. Actually, maybe all 4, which would be talking about One Piece, doing a tier list, doing a video, and something else. And I thought, hold on a second, because I remembered that you did something. I was immediately flashbang with a memory of a video that you did ages ago when I was on holiday. It's the first time I went on holiday.
Harry and Tom.
Harry and Tom, you fucking ingrate.
Oh wait, yeah, James and Tom.
Actual goldfish. But I was flashbang with memory of that video existing, and the main thing I remembered about it was that it was a pre-time skip thing. And I was like, hold on a second.
We ran out of time.
They specifically did that. Oh, that is actually why.
Yeah, we were like, I mean, because Tom, you only have him for like an hour.
I assumed it would be James.
All the podcasts we did.
Well,
James contributes as little at the beginning as he does to the end, but at least he sticks it through the whole time.
He does stick it through.
Tom burns himself out within like an hour to half an hour, and that was our problem. As we were reaching like the middle, he was just falling off.
Either way,
we get to call it.
Yeah. I realised that because I'd stopped once I reached that point in the anime, and I'm currently watching original Doctor Who, and that's fine. I do miss One Piece, but I think this is a necessary thing. Though
a break won't hurt.
Also, watching old Who is something that I should do, and now I'm doing it, so there's merit there. But I was like, oh, I'm perfectly positioned to basically redo that video with me in it, and that's why Tyler's kind of meant to be the host of this. Basically, that's kind of the point. He's like a One Piece maestro,
the center pole, the beam, the continuity between the 2 episodes.
And so now we're remaking that video with the guy who wasn't in it, which is me, who was also, the actual, really the guy who is Paravision. So it makes sense that this video would be redone with me in like sort of a centerfold, which is why, unfortunately, Tyler has very decidedly, or he wants me to basically stop him from going off, but I don't I don't know if I can handle that. Anyway, the
It's
point
not.
is that it was One Piece villains pre-time skip. I didn't realize it was
I
villains until I
just
actually looked at what the video was, and I was like, oh god, it's
yeah
just villains, is it? Okay.
yeah. It's because I think right. You can rank every character in the show. It would take ages, but you can. But it's kind of like very
We'll do that.
ambiguous.
We'll do
Like
that when I finish it. By the way.
ranking Straw Hats versus like I don't know, Skypiea young girl, whatever her name is, or like so the random Skypeans. It's like there's not a chance in hell that they're getting close to like Straw Hats like clout. So it's like it's nebulous. But with villains, it's such a simple parameter. How good of a villain were they?
Yeah,
Or
but
are
then
they?
you do
Like,
have
it's
also
just
villains who a lot of them, a lot of the time my favorite thing about a villain is usually a recurring a later appearance, specifically when they turn, right? This happens a lot in
yeah.
One Piece. Is that part of
Yeah.
this? Because
I definitely think so. It's like, well, because as I mentioned to you at the beginning, I do think reoccurringness is a very important factor and will very much shape this tier list. If a villain comes back, either if they turn into a good guy, quotations, or they just reoccur as a member of the world, right? They just come up often. Which I mean, the very least example I know you'd probably know of is Doflamingo, right? He appears, probably every like 200 chapters, right? He just pulls up again, right? Like you see him just in Jaya before Skypiea. You see him then in obviously the Summit War stuff, and then you see him a lot later on in Dressrosa, which good God, that's going to be a while till you get there. But still, like reoccurringness builds fondness for villains.
suffering builds character, as they say.
Yeah, suffering builds character, and then suffering builds character, and then suffering builds character, and then suffering builds character, and that's the cycle. But yeah, I think villains makes it easier, and then plus once we do villains are done, and then we can do not villains, which.
However, I must say, I actually don't know this guy's name.
Well, the problem is I think I have an idea, but every time I try and say it, I'm pretty sure it's like I go Hilalook, but I'm pretty sure that's the doctor.
It's definitely not. Well, first it's Hiraluk, and it's not.
That's yeah. So I think it's. I guess I should probably like put it up. This is a pretty
this is
shame.
The role that you should be playing. Either way, I was already thinking about him, and to be well, I mean, who is this guy? He is I guess just a guy, not really Shanks' rival, but he's kind of just present in the flashbacks with Luffy and Shanks, and he's just an asshole. But I don't know.
He has a bounty of like 89 million. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Higuma is the.
Yeah, I would not have guessed that. Oh, well, it would have taken a while to guess.
A bandit leader who terrorizes a local village on Dawn Island, which I'm not sure if that's what it's called. That might be what the
any recurring appearances? Any reappearances?
Higuma fucking dies. He gets eaten by the.
Of course he does.
I'm pretty sure the thing was called the Emperor of the Sea, which just so we're clear,
Shanks ate him.
Just so we're clear, that fucking creature has just as much merit being a villain as Higuma. Like, just so we're crystal on that, one of them ate Shanks' arm, right? The other one didn't. So there are these scales here.
Waiter, more Shanks' arms, please. I mean, I was already thinking about him, and he frankly he plays his role pretty much perfectly well, but he's almost less memorable than that sounds. I don't know. He's like he plays the role very well, but he's not the most memorable thing about those flashbacks at all, either. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
he is just literally to an end with like conflict, right? Like he's he did the whole thing with Shanks and in the bar, and it's like he's literally like he is really just a dick. He just goes to show that in this world there are dicks.
At the same time, because I think B definitely does mean positive. I do think he is actually, when you think about it, he's probably interchangeable though. Really, he's not the way he isn't super important, even though he plays his role very well. And like I said, don't even really know his name. I think just for the foresight of clutter, I think C, because I think B is like you're immediately entering like memorable territory. I probably know your name if you're in B tier. I probably know your name.
But like, it is kind of funny that like I'm pretty sure Shanks was an emperor during that time.
That's what I
Like,
was saying
like,
when you said this guy was eaten by an emperor. I said Shanks ate this guy.
yeah, yeah.
What the
Like,
hell?
like, like it's kind of funny. And considering, like, generally speaking, like, it's definitely implied during the, like the war. Everyone knows who the emperors are, generally, right? But I guess either Shanks wasn't quite an emperor or was, just the newest ones and I really know about it. But either way, Higgin squared up to an emperor of the sea, and didn't get killed by him. So, I mean, he got killed by
Okay.
something else, but, uh,
Yeah,
I think,
fair
there's
enough.
balls to him. So that's why he's not in D. I mean, I know many other characters who squared up to Shanks, and they got hurt by him pretty hard. Useless
Yeah.
Captain Mid. All right.
Useless Captain Mid. Alvida. Um, she's I guess the first pirate villain, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, this is
Um,
obviously that's her appearance, like after her first appearance.
yeah. How much does she really reappear? Because yeah, obviously I'm clued into a number of them. Because even kind
He
of after Summit
basically,
War, Buggy returns to his crew. She's still there.
yeah,
But how important is
yeah,
that?
she basically just always appears whenever Bucky reappears. Like, and she's not particularly notable during those instances either. Like, she reoccurs, but in no meaningful way. Like,
Yeah,
she's just
she
there
almost
with
doesn't
Bucky.
need to come back because she's actually far more memorable before, I guess, basically. I think she is. I
Yeah,
think most people remember the first this angry fat woman who bullies Kobe a lot. Yeah, you remember her. And that's why I
yeah,
don't know. I mean, because obviously, like I said, if you're in B, chances are I remember your name. And I do. I know Mavida's name very well. If I know someone's name, I will never forget it. Basically, um, but I don't know how much I really
yeah.
care for her.
I find
Um,
a devil fruit like implication kind of creepy. Like, it's kind of like when she ate the fruit, all of her fat just slipped off. Like, people find that quite like a bit odd. What did Oda mean by this?
yeah, but I think they'll become maybe an apparent way that I'm thinking about things when it comes to who I actually would want to put in B tier and above, because obviously S tier is sacred territory, and you only know it when you see it, which means both B and A are generally quite good, and I don't think Alvida like B. You kind of need to be like a really recurring kind of menace in a way. Example,
Yeah,
if I were to jump
I feel like
ahead,
the
well, not necessarily super recurring, but like for example, I would put Don Krieg in B, but not Alvida.
yeah.
If you
I
see what I'm saying.
I think yeah, but it still feels weird that they're this. I would say bring him down. I don't know.
Ooh, maybe.
Like, I don't think they're the same.
Apart
Unless
from
you
the
think.
name, I don't see them particularly differently.
I guess. Yeah, you know what? Actually, especially and like I don't really want to butt in, but I feel like this is not too dissimilar to the next dude. Um,
Axhan Morgan, Axhan Morgan.
yeah.
I based my Rogue Trader character off Axhan Morgan. You cannot take this away from. No, Axan
True.
Morgan's
I forgot how
great.
much you
No,
like
because he's an
Alexander
actual.
Morgan.
Because Alvida's not obviously. This is a point where I guess not that there aren't mini arcs throughout the entire show, I assume, but this is still at the point where the really long form arcs are not what the show is currently at with these characters. But Axan Morgan is still sort of an arc villain. He is a villain across the entire time they're at that place, I guess. Whereas
Yeah.
Alvida's kind of really like one episode, to be honest. Um,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So I think Axan Morgan already has something going on, and he does. He's Helmeppo's father, for example. He has
Yeah,
the
which I feel like
archetype of
Helmeppo
he's the
also could have been.
archetype of villains who look like grown up Sabo. There's two of those. There's two. um,
Yeah. No is
and
no.
I like him. I think he's immediately got Axan Morgan. He's got a big metal jaw. Um, I think
Which
for me,
do
he is
you did I
what I'm
tell you
saying at the
about
very least.
all
What I'm
that?
saying, he's at least definitely above these other two for me. I can say that for sure.
Did I tell you about like the weird interconnectivity of Axan Morgan and like Kuro?
Kuro,
Where
um,
yeah.
This idiot. Yeah, probably. I don't remember it though.
When he faked his death, like I think he used like Django to hypnotize a
Django!
Marine into thinking that, like after he beat the shit out of all the Marines, he tricked him into thinking that they actually captured Kuro, and obviously that this was Captain Kuro and stuff like that. And that Marine was Axam Morgan. So the reason he got promoted and who cut off his arm and broke his jaw, was
God,
basically
he's
like it was
he's
Kuro
like the
who did
British
that.
soldier in World War One who let Hitler live.
Yeah, kind of. Except not really at all. But yeah, basically Kuro, he shouldn't even be a captain. Axam Walker, he didn't even do anything.
Also, why is Arlong so far along? Are those guys not a lot later than they should be? Or actually, no. Hold on, that seems about.
No, it works. No,
it does.
He's right.
It does. It does.
It's just they put Arlong at the end of that arc.
Anyway, so what I'm saying is that I am. First of all, you need to remember you are part of this.
Yeah. No, honestly,
but
it is kind of fair. Axan definitely has aura.
Exactly.
Like, I don't actually know what happens to him in the very end, because I'm pretty sure I remember they do animate this cover story. This was the Kobe and Helmeppo like meeting up with Garp, like story, and it's like Axan escapes, tries like kidnapping his son, and I'm pretty sure Helmeppo like attacks him and then he throws him overboard, and then I think Garp just blows him up. I think he gets killed. I'm not sure. But either that or he just sails away into the distance and probably like dies in the sea. Either way, he doesn't appear again, but he does have aura.
I think him not appearing again is actually probably beneficial. He's a very contained and efficient first major villain, in my opinion.
Like how quickly Oda establishes that, like, there are villains everywhere. Higuma is just he's just like an outlaw, like on islands, right? He's just a dick on an island. Then you got a bad pirate and a bad marine officer. Like out the gate, it's villains come from any direction or any origin, and I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Can't say as much for the next guy. This is Margie. Is that right?
Sounds good.
Because it's not Moji. So. Because isn't that this guy? Isn't it?
I do not remember that guy's name.
You're gonna have to look at that. This
CP9, yeah.
Yeah, CP9. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a terrible name. No, I think this is Margie. He's not Cure. No, not Cure. He's Buggy's. Buggy's goons. Mm-hmm. I don't like either of these guys. Kabaji and Margie. I don't like them. They recur, yeah, because they're part of Buggy's crew, and they have some like early, like important fights. I guess, kind of not important, just important because they're early, like Kabaji versus Zoro. Sure, but the
thing is, and this is backstory when Buggy gets sent away. These two fight over who becomes the captain of the crew, and as they're fighting, the lion that Moji owns knocks them both out, and he becomes the captain of the crew.
Yeah, that lion's definitely I would put that lion higher than either of these two idiots.
That lion takes over, and then Buggy comes back and he takes over, and then I think Alvida joins them, and then that's Loketown, and then a bunch more stuff happens with Buggy, obviously. But Moji also gets fat for some reason. Which that's later on. That's like time skip, but he just gets really fat, and I don't know why.
Like Usopp.
Yeah, except he doesn't lose
thing. What a stupid.
Actually, I think Richie does as well, which that's the name of the line, by the way.
Richie. Of course it is. I don't know why that line's not on here. Anyway, yeah. As far as I'm concerned, these two idiots belong.
Yeah.
They are less purposeful than say even these.
The only value that Moji had was the whole like dog thing. Like that was pretty peak.
They are, however, followed up by Buggy B. Bugginson. I don't know what his real name is. Buggy, Buggy the pirate. Honestly, what a guy, what a lad. One of the best casted characters, by the way, for the live action, I must say. That guy is incredible. But Buggy is amazing. I love Buggy. I mean, am I crazy for this raucous statement?
You are not.
No, I'm not.
You are not.
No, I'm not. And I don't know what it is exactly, because I think I definitely. I like him in his later appearances than his first appearance, but that's also great. To be fair, I didn't really watch his first appearance. I read it.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is kind of weird, because I still felt like I knew what Buggy sounded like, and I did. So when he came back at Impel Down, but
I mean, I was thinking about that. Like, that's kind of crazy, but then I realized you're watching the dub, so he probably just sounds like a normal dude.
no, he
when
doesn't. I don't know what you think of. I don't know what you think
anime,
English
he
dubs
does not
are.
sound like that.
They go for it. It's not normal voice
Yeah,
acting.
but nowhere near. I watched a video on this. Like, it was just on my feed. It was like Brooks' voice actor in the dub, and it's like, yeah, he's going for it, but still, there's just a chasm of difference in
That
the
can't
voice.
be.
Well, you'll watch it at some point.
No, I won't.
But yeah, no, you'll probably just see something in it on it.
Oh, yeah,
and it's in
sure,
Japanese
sure.
instead of like
Yeah,
English.
well, obviously, what Buggy has is obviously he's absolutely a fully formed character. He's not he's not purely villainous.
Yeah.
At all. In fact,
he's not like a force for good either.
No, he's not.
He's not a outwardly malicious force of evil.
No, his maliciousness more so comes down to, like, he doesn't like Luffy, but it's not even like that potent. That's kind of a very influx thing. There are times where it almost seems like he likes Luffy, honestly.
I mean,
during Impel Down.
There was like a point in like I think it was like in Impel Down where like Buggy and Mr. 3 are gonna like leave them, but they just like admire Luffy.
They
like,
do.
Oh,
yeah, that's
cool.
true. But they do help paint out the difference. Though Mr. 3 is clearly has much less hatred for Luffy than Buggy. Holds on to it a bit more. He's still it's quite scheming throughout all of that stuff. But yeah, he is villainous, but he is not. Yeah, I think villainous but not malicious is actually very apt. He's a very nice. He's a very fun character to watch and be around. He's a complete fucking neurotic, like maniacally egotistical person. Like, when he's trying to do the stuff with with the recorder snails, like he's broadcasting himself. It's pretty funny, but not intentionally. Not intentionally on his part. It's great. He's a fantastic early major villain and like genuine fully formed character throughout. I don't think it's possible to put him anywhere other than
Buggy is definitely why this is worth mentioning. This is a pre-time skip opinion. Not because he gets worse by any means, but the shit he pulls post-time skip is just kind of so crazy that like anyone who isn't aware of that is like, why are they not bringing this up?
Really?
It's like, yeah, I know what he gets up to. I know where he sits at this current point in time, like in the universe. But right now, he's just this fun guy, having a bit of fun.
Oh, he's more than a fun guy. I wouldn't have put him in A tier if he was a mere fun guy. He's got layers. No, I really like Buggy. Buggy's fantastic. He's also got one of the most fun. Like, he really early on sets the stage for bullshit devil fruit powers. It's like literally the second one. He's like the second devil fruit user you see in the show or like in the series. In the series, and he's immediately just far more bullshit. Can't say the same for these next two twerps. These are arguably lower because I don't like Kuro's crew at all. Overall,
I don't like Kuro's arc.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the point. But the point is, I don't even know if you know his characters' names, but I know that they're, as far as I'm concerned, they're lower down than these two. So there's no way they're not in detail. I don't know. They're fine. They're fine. Every character in these kind of things is always like weird and kooky in some way that you're not going to like forget 100%. But for One Piece, they're not memorable in One Piece terms.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Never come back, which
No, of course they wouldn't. Unlike Django.
That's yeah. Who I was about to say no one comes back, thinking of Django as well, but that's a lie. Django continues. Django joins the Navy.
He does join the Navy.
Yeah, befriends full body, and crushes on Hina. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Django fucks.
Django
hard.
fucks hard. I don't know about hard.
He is probably one of the biggest misplays of the live action. Like, I get removing like the 3 little annoying shits and like stuff like that, but like the fact that they kept that pair and then they got rid of Django pisses me off.
Yeah, no, I agree, actually. I agree. I haven't really had time to think about those kind of differences. But yeah, I did forget that Django is not in the live action. And I want to maybe jump ahead. Oh shit, what did I just do? That shouldn't be a problem. Anyway. I want to jump ahead to Kuro, because I think I'm settled on this already, and I would put Kuro right here.
Yeah.
Django's above, but he's not crazy. I mean, Beam almost feels a bit high. So I don't hold Django in that high regard, but you know, we've got means we can move things around if we need to. But at the same time, Kuro's definitely C tier. He's okay,
Kuro,
but he's like kind of like, I guess, to follow up almost to Buggy in a way, as far as like the series structure goes. He's the next sort of major villain. Doesn't really stand up to Buggy.
He's like a conniving dude. He can move so fast that you can't see him, which is ironically, it's like a feat that you don't see until like now. Like more recent arcs is only when people start moving fast enough to where you can't see them. So in all fairness, he was very advanced in that regard, but also he couldn't actually like control it. He was just like running full speed and kind of attacking anything on his way. So it's kind of
I like that kind of super speed though. Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy with that. I don't know who these next two are, Tyler. I'm going to be honest.
All right. First of all, the second one's Pearl, and he sucks. Like
I do kind of remember him. So these are these are basically Don Krieg's fucking goons, aren't they?
Yeah. And quite frankly, it's why I started with Pearl. It's disrespectful that you don't remember Gin. I mean, I'm going to be quite. Gin easily is like, if it wasn't for the memes, Gin is the main takeaway from that crew. It is a lot more about Gin's story than fucking Don Krieg's.
Yeah, if you saying that definitely does make it weird that I don't remember him. But what does that say? Not necessarily much. I have weird discrepancies with some things. Some stuff does go over my head.
Just if you don't remember it, the simple fact is Pearl sucks. He's like just the same as the other ones. But Gin, he's the guy who first arrives there with and like Sanji feeds, which like he then goes and gets Don Krieg, and then Don Krieg, does what he does. But then like Gin's like kidnaps Zeph, and he's like, please Sanji, just give up, right? Just give up on this place, let us take it. And then like ultimately like Gin's tasked to kill Sanji, and he just can't do it. And it's like, yeah, this is a good character. And then they're never heard of again. just Gin and Don Krieg just never matter again.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was just a taste of what's to come. Gin,
yeah.
Well, yeah, I that's awkward for me though, because I just don't even remember him even slightly.
Yeah, but I will not. Honestly, he deserves B. Quite simply, it's a problem that you don't remember. But like, his story was actually fucking good. Like
at the same time, let's be forward with this. He does have a sourceless design.
Not like
Yeah.
He's got tonfas.
It's got tonfas. Okay, you can go B tier. Don Krieg. I like Don Krieg quite a bit. He's a cackling. He's good. He's like he's a coward with aura.
Yeah.
And I kind of respect that.
Don Krieg has like, he's one of those characters where people are like, yeah, Don fucking Krieg, let's go. Like fully ironically, but then also so ironically that they kind of mean it. Like people like Don Krieg because of how pathetic he is, and like worthless.
Yeah, I think he's. I think
Don
he has
Krieg
deliberate.
enjoys.
I think he deliberately has like an overly. I think he's deliberately over designed. He's
Yeah, with the gold armor and shit. Yeah,
he's meant to be far more striking than he actually is.
he's style over substance because that's literally was the point of his crew. He was numbers over anything. He had like tens of ships, thousands
Indeed.
of troops, and
But
they got
say whatever you
completely torn
will,
apart.
one thing I can say for sure is that I don't think I'll ever forget Don Krieg. I don't know why, but I find him extremely memorable. I mean, I don't know. I think
Yeah.
maybe I did. Maybe I just explained why. Actually, I'm not sure. I think it's fair. I think that's completely fair. I think he is a very memorable character.
I think
despite his short
it is
appearance.
worth it. That's because Baratier is definitely one of the best arcs early on, and obviously he's the main antagonist of that.
Yes.
So it's like I think it
Well,
does carry weight.
is he?
But then again, it cannot be. Oh yeah, he is. First of all, he is the main antagonist, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't a far superior threat that was residing there. Chew. No, yeah.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mihawk. Start here. He does not feel like a character who appears this early on,
There's.
does he? He feels like
Isn't it?
he feels like he first appears during the Summit War or something.
I think Mihawk wasn't. If Mihawk wasn't put this early on, I think One Piece would never have amounted to what it is today.
Oh, he's necessary. He's. I think
I
I stand by what I said. That he
genuinely-
feels like. That's what I mean, though. Almost that he feels like he wouldn't appear this early on because
I think-
he's so emblematic of what it becomes.
Yeah, the fact that like Mihawk within the first like 30 chapters pulls up and shows the ceiling of the One Piece like verse, right? Like he is the world's strongest swordsman, and Don Krieg, who is like the most remarkable pirate of the East Blue, was nothing to him. He destroyed his entire fleet because he was in the way. He was bored, right? like you know him dispatching Zoro simply, not even with ease. Like it was like less ease than ease. Like
Yeah.
you know, it's just kind of yeah.
I mean,
Genuinely, I feel like One Piece probably wouldn't be at this point. It wouldn't have
Mihawk is
lasted this
absolutely
long.
fantastic and does a lot for One Piece, but as a character, is he overall richer? Like significantly richer than Buggy? I don't know. In some ways, I literally don't know.
That's actually that's the main thing.
He has appeared
With,
in
with Mihawk.
toward the end of the Summit War arc at his
Yeah,
castle.
that was the last thing we see Mihawk do.
What?
Mihawk is featless. He does not have merits, and it has resulted in people basically like people have made this agenda that Mihawk is a fraud. He paints his sword black to make it look like harder, and like like he's like you know like Shanks like threatens him, and he's like, "No, I don't want to fight a one-armed man anymore, right?" Because he does that.
Is he, he's
And
like
it's
he's like
yeah,
he's
yeah,
like
you
King or
wouldn't lose
something.
to a one-armed man.
He's like King from One Punch Man.
Yeah. Basically, it's like people like. But then now there's this new like anti-wave where basically anytime, because he is the world's strongest swordsman, anytime a character grabs a sword, Mihawk is immediately stronger than them. That's like a new wave. Point is, Mihawk is funny, in that he is like the like goatist fucker. Like I'm pretty sure Oda actually recently stated, or just generally stated, that like Mihawk is one of, if not the strongest characters like in the show, but like there's just nothing to back it up.
and yet it feels like he does. That's what's so crazy about Mihawk.
He's got the fucking design.
I mean,
like,
first of all, they really knocked out the park with the villains in live action. Like the fucking guy. Look at this guy's face. He looks like he's just itching to stab you. He looks like he's just.
I mean, there's the Mihawk one right there. Just click on it.
I know, but he just looks like he's got such an interesting face. I feel like, and he's like primed for it to be like an anime character. Like it's just like they've actually done a weirdly good job at, like, even though they don't technically these people look nothing like real people, they still have done a really good job at being like that
The
kind
fact
of
that
captures.
Mihawk's facial hair looked good in live action. Like his facial hair is goofy as ass.
Well, even without
right?
that, they're
Like,
still able, just by the choice of actors, somehow capture. Like the guy who's playing Smoker, for example, somehow looks like Smoker, even though he doesn't technically doesn't. If you know what I mean. But he also does. But no, Mihawk's fantastic. I don't know if I feel strongly enough though to put him up an S tier.
I mean, modern day Mihawk and Buggy being next to each other makes sense.
Well,
and I
how different are they really even after their first appearance? I'll probably put them in the same way, in the same. Oh, you mean proper actual modern day Buggy? I can't really factor that in. I can't.
But no, yeah, I honestly, they are probably about the same. In like when they're on the screen, I feel probably the same amount of like hell yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's like Bucky's about to do
that's the thing. I probably feel more hell yeah for Mihawk, but Buggy is I see as more of a more complete character at this stage. Like, as in, even at this stage, and as you said, Mihawk still hasn't reappeared. So, but it definitely has more aura. So I think that works. Chew. That's why they invented the C tier. If you don't mind, I like Chew, but that's all he gets. I like his weird big lips.
Yeah, it's like weird aura.
Okay, yeah, whatever. Because well, that's the thing. There's also this guy.
Karubi is this guy who he's worse.
He's worse.
Like,
the thing is,
Chew was Usopp's first win. You've got to give that.
That's true.
Chew,
yeah,
right?
but in the anime, what's his name?
It's like Karubi.
He has a moment where he like faces off against Sanji and Zoro and says, "You're nothing against my fishman karate." It's like, yes, he is very emblematic of how seriously they're taking like this like very silly like show. Or very silly series. Hats off to the commitment to the things that they're saying and the looks as well. Like the fishmen look perfect in the they did such a good job. Like, didn't they? They did such. It's kind of wild.
I think it is emblematic with you that you're a One Piece consumer post live action. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how you really bring everything back to live action when, quite frankly, I barely think of it. Even though it was good, it's not like something I really think about like in that regard. But you actually hold it quite highly.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I know that Hachi is not in it, and I think that is literally because I think that's because they did all the other fishmen practically, and they couldn't have done Hachi practically. I think that's actually why they didn't do it, genuinely. But it's also Hachi, and he's great.
You are now aware that how big of a kind of plot hole that could end up being.
Yes, right? I am.
Like,
yes.
Like, that is not a character you can remove unless, and this is my personal opinion, they replace it with someone who never comes back but is more important.
Which is Arlong, isn't it?
My theory is Arlong. I think Arlong is might end up replacing.
It's far more potent. It's as well. It's like it will definitely create more tension in that regard. Hachi though, it's great. He is not, honestly though, he's not a villain, if you know what I mean. He's on that side of things for such a short amount of time in comparison, and he's so so nice.
Even then,
he's not like Buggy.
He was the least villainous out of them, even when they were the villains. Right? He was a stupid ass goofy dude who was like fishing.
He's not Buggy or Mr. Free who turn due to circumstances. As soon as he's out there, he's a good person. He
basically goes woke. He's like, yes. I didn't realize how racist I was being. I'm so sorry. Like the shit I did. Like, yeah, dude. Yeah. Honest. Yeah, I think that's as high as he gets. But unlike the other ones, it's kind of like actual merit, right? Like,
this fucking guy, not this fucking panda hat wearing.
He's a rat. He's a little mouse guy.
Yeah, mouse. Mouse is actually, isn't he? He's got whiskers as well.
Is actually. I mean, he's not relevant other than being a dick marine again. Like Arlen was paying him off, but he is credited as the dude who got the Straw Hats their bounties. He's the guy who reported them in and caused them to get bounties. So credit there. I think it's Nizumi. I think is his name.
It's something like that. I think Zumi is in his name, for sure.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
know
he's like a little rat.
I'm aware of him, but he's kind of just like he is just a little rat. I don't know. Like, maybe he could even go lower. I'm not sure. I don't know what she's doing there. I don't know what it's all about. Arlong, however,
Arlong. The biggest problem with Arlong is that he never comes back.
I agree.
That's the only metric where he's losing out to
By
anyone else.
By the way, say what you will about the differences between the voice actors. It's Mr. Fucking Talk. It's Mr. Fucking. I mean, come on. There's no way that's not. Yes. His name, by the way, that voice actor's name is Chris Rager. What a fucking champ. As in, Arlong might actually be. It's probably perfect, right? He's pretty much. Yeah, he's perfect.
Yeah, like I don't think. Yeah, like it would be dreamy if he returns in some way, shape, or form, or was more reoccurring from then on. But he was perfect in his arc. He filled the villain role like more than adequately. He left the size, the shape a villain needed to match in an arc.
I think Arlong is the benchmark for villains as pure villains. In One Piece.
Like someone who is the problem on an island and needs to be dealt with. Like he is really as good as you're going to get.
As in, is there really is there any real reason to not have him right at the top? Being S tier?
I think
because I feel like the only reason you wouldn't do that is because he doesn't. Honestly, I feel like it must be because he doesn't come back, and that's such a staple of characters in One Piece. But can that really stop?
It's like characters like evolve and change and like all reinforce themselves in the world. It's like Arlong. It's like the most Arlong effect Arlong has in the future, and you haven't got to this part yet, so it doesn't really affect anything. Really, it's just that like Jinbei has to address what Arlong did to Nami. Like that's pretty much it, because like Jinbei set Arlong loose, obviously. And it's like, Arlong is kind of just an afterthought, a mention from the series onwards, which is just in comparison to like, Buggy and like Mihawk, who are like probably like, whenever they do anything, they appear on the newspapers.
Yeah, but that's only because they actually come back. Arlong's just a character who Oda just hasn't decided to bring back. That's all it really comes down to.
Think, I mean, it's actually a short tier list.
It's also far more reasonable than some of the other characters I'm going to want to put in S.
I guess. Leave Kaku alone. But yeah, all right. Short tier list.
Tashigi. I mean, she's barely a villain. As in, I would argue even less of a villain than Smoker is, and even then.
Smoker is actually the antagonist of Loketown, but then from then on, barely. But Tashigi was barely even that in Loketown. Like she just kind of got annoyed at Zoro, and that's about it.
And I think for that reason, I can't if this is a villain tier list, she can't. Yeah. She's also not. Is she really in Alabasta? Is she?
Yeah, she is. Yeah. She actually, it was revealed as to why she looks like Kuina. I think they are like cousins now. Like Oda did like a bloodline thing. It is like they are related. That's why.
I think that's kind of shitty though, because that is very often the reason why characters look very similar. Yet cousins don't look similar. The chance of cousins looking similar it doesn't really happen. It does, but
it's dude, it's the same with Ryuma and Zoro, like fucking because I it's on Netflix, but I doubt you've watched it. But there is like a Ryuma short, and he looks exactly like Zoro. And yeah, they are like he's like a distant ancestor.
I see.
Which is I would say it's a spoiler, but it's not in the show. It's Oda just reveals these huge things in like the SBSs, and it's like all right, fuck it, like do that.
Anyway,
yeah.
So they say that the S tier was invented to stand for a certain, like it stands for something.
I was really assuming, yeah, you were gonna turn S into Smoker. Like, I was.
No, I mean I don't know if I can. Well,
Dude, he's your favorite character.
I know.
Put him in S tier.
I know, but I'm also I am thinking about it on a more realistic level. But I think he does play a genuinely like very interesting compartmentalized villain role where he is an anti-villain, like obviously as in Smoker is kind of like he's kind of objectively a good person in a lot of ways. He's just butting heads with the Straw Hats.
He is an idealized Marine, right? Like he's the kind of Marine that you would hope they all were. He's just a nice dude protecting people.
When you describe what he does, it actually sounds really bad. He uses the fact that he's a Marine to enact his justice. It's just that that sounds really bad, but it's more so that his justice is more reasonable than the actual law.
Yeah,
like he doesn't always do what they tell him.
Like there was like like when Smoker's introduced, the girl like bumps her ice cream into his leg, right, and obviously as Smoker he's chill as fuck. He like gives her money to buy even more ice cream.
Yeah.
Did I send you a video? I don't know where I would have seen it, but it's like it says an edit where like the same girl does that to fucking like Akainu. And like and then that, like he like gets really fucking mad and just immediately like burns her with like a shit ton of magma, and it's like honestly, yeah, Akainu probably would.
Akainu, I'm excited to get Akainu.
Like,
I'm excited.
Yeah, like,
but yeah, no,
well,
yeah, Tyler was right. Smoker is my favorite character in One Piece so far. Well, the thing is, I say so far, but what's happened? A couple times, characters have come along that are like potentially to take that spot, and then Smoker shows up again, and it all falls apart. You know,
yeah.
I do think it's really cool. I think
more Smoker.
Yeah, like I said, he plays a very specific role, very compartmentalized and idealized type of villain. In that, he's an antagonist. He's not a villain. He's only a villain in the story sense, not in the world itself. And when he just kind of comes back, and it's almost like it's not that I don't think he could have beat Luffy in that moment, but Luffy recognizes that he basically shouldn't bother with Smoker, like in the Summit War. Because it's like, this guy's gotten strong enough where this is going to be like a waste of time, right? And I think that is kind of cool. Like, Smoker's just suddenly is just like flying around like, and very easily keeping up with Luffy. And it's just kind of sick. I don't remember how he does with him. As in, yeah, I wish there was more Smoker, but the point is, I don't think it's been at any point off or used in any way that feels wrong. He's perfectly utilized, in my opinion.
In Marineford, even Smoker's not a name. Smoker is not someone that is like important to the Marines' force, like strength in Marineford.
Well, I think that's what's important about him. Is that he's technically. Well, yeah, I think that's what's important though. That he's low down on the food chain of the Marines, but he's such a like formed character with like his own sort of principles, though. He does not need to be high up on the food, because if he was, he'd probably be a worse person as well.
Or at least they don't really want to promote him that much, because he actually like hates them, like he like goes against them.
Yeah, I think the only person high up who likes him is probably Aokiji, as far as I can tell. They seem to get along. Oh, yeah, Garp, of course, Garpwood. What am I saying? Of course. Yeah. Anyway, we got Chess. I think that's his name. I think his name's Chess.
Yeah, I would not be able to get those fuckers down in detail. Right,
it's got an afro though.
That is true, but he didn't get the infinite power boost that afros normally provide.
Oh my god, they do, don't they? They do.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to the Foxy arc.
We can just go straight to Wapple, actually. But Wapple's also insane.
Foxy's.
Foxy's
there. Okay.
Of course, Foxy's there. Well, in some ways, Foxy and Bon Clay look very similar. They have the same mouth, basically.
All right. Let's not say those words out loud.
Don't worry. They'll be undone.
I don't know when Wapple's cover story was, but I'm pretty sure it was soon after he was beat. So, do you want me to tell you what happens after Luffy kicks his ass?
I do want you to tell what happens to Wapple. I do.
So Wapple, as you may recall, gets fucking sent. I think he then ends up on like some other island, some different island, and just starts like eating garbage, just because he's Wapple. Like that's just what he does.
It
And
is. I forgot what he does.
Like,
I forgot his powers. Yeah.
he like eats like a bunch of toys. I'm pretty sure that makes some toys for like the nearby children. Like they actually start liking him. He gets a bit of money because he was a bum at this point. He makes a bit of money, and then people kind of noticed that the metal in the toys, or I think it was just I don't remember exactly how this was. The metal in the toys actually is like a new. This is Wapple, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which I think that was quite good.
He does. He looks like a Matt Berry type, which.
Yeah, the metal in the toys is this unique new metal that the world's never seen before, called Wapple metal, because he named it himself. And ultimately, he ends up ruling the country and becoming a mega rich billionaire tyrant. And I'm pretty sure the island is literally called Evil Island. And like he is like the most stereotypical like evil big boss of like a Saturday morning cartoon. And he is like actually relevant later on because he is royalty. Like so yeah, Wapple becomes royalty again.
Why do I delete this row while he's on it? Oh my god, he's fucking gone. Holy shit.
Gone.
Oh my god. Oh no, there he is. No, it's fine. He's down there. Yeah, I don't know, because the thing is, I find the problem with Wapple is actually, even though I do remember him, I don't find him the most memorable part of the arc, though.
First part of that arc.
Yeah.
That arc is fucking peak without Wapple. like Chopper's backstory, like the story is trying to like tell, it's just so good, and then Wapple is just this silly guy.
Yeah, I don't think he's D tier though. I think he's got at least enough like memorability factor to be in C tier.
I like Wapple. He was my profile picture for a while.
He was indeed. Now it's Gaimon.
Yeah, I need to change that soon. Just trying to think of a random fuck off character to make it.
Yeah. Do you know what's weird?
Actually a contender.
Did you say Duval?
Pearl.
Who did you say?
Pearl is a Pearl.
Oh, not Pearl.
Pearl is a pretty good contender.
Should be Duval.
It should not be Duval.
Should be Kaku.
It's Sunday.
That's Robin.
All's Wednesday.
I'm pretty sure that's VV.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So what does that say? Miss Golden Week.
Yeah, that's.
She's got the kilo fruit.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Later to be directly one up by someone. May or may not be called the Ton fruit.
Of course it fucking is. Tongues to her. What can you go? Where can you go from there? What's above tons?
I don't know. I do think there's like a middle one maybe, but
kilotons.
It is like a weird thing that's like kind of unspoken. That there are some devil fruits that are just blatant upgrades of other ones.
Well, they're pretty open fruit. About the fact. Yeah, exactly. I was literally about to say the magma fruit.
Yeah. Like it's basically said that as far as like heat goes, it just kind of beats fire.
Which only technically makes sense. Anyway, Mr. 5. He's pretty cool.
He's alright.
But I don't know if he's really necessarily above.
When I would have decided that you could actually draw them.
No, I think so far this just about makes sense. Actually, does it? The problem is my problem with B2 so far is essentially these two fucking idiots. But either way, it's fine. No, because like for example, we'll have a perfect B tier coming up pretty soon. Anyway, I don't know. I think this is the Christmas one, right? Something Christmas.
Yeah, Miss Christmas.
Just Miss Christmas. However,
Yeah, because they're all named after holidays.
I will say
Uh,
less memorable even.
yeah, because these fuckers managed to lose to Usopp.
These
That's
two.
the
Don't remember
simple
this guy's
fact of the matter.
name. I guess this is Mister Four.
Mister
It's not Mister Three.
Yeah. Mr. Four has to be.
The little girl though, she's got colours. She's got paint.
Yeah.
Great.
I think her and Mr. Three. I think that no. I
well, no,
think
Mr.
they're
Freeze
better
goes
than
straight
the
up
other
to B
two.
tier.
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Three's is better than the rest of those guys. And quite frankly, as far as like Dominions go, are probably only beaten by one certain other. Is it even Dave there? But I think it is, right?
No,
Like,
Bon Clay's a dude.
No, but he isn't though. That's
I know
the point.
he's not.
That's
but
why he's just Mr. Three, like because
Mr. Two.
he's both the male and female. That's the one. The male and female of that combo. He is both. Which I don't saying that out loud. I just said he is both. But still, I don't think he cares.
Well, I think he uses male pronouns himself. I think.
Yeah.
Much like Ivankov does as well.
Yeah.
Whatever. What are we doing here? Get up there, buddy. Get up there, buddy. It's Bon Clay. It's Bon Clay. Let's go. It's Bon Clay.
Bon Clay was good enough as it was in Alabasta.
He wasn't. He wasn't
S
tier. He was a surprisingly good villain. Like, cause he's a fairly extreme version already
his fight
of like.
With Sandy was pretty good.
Well, he's got like villain quirks written all over him. Like, for example, I don't like his outfit because I'm a bigot. But you know, he takes like being like one of those really. I think he's one of the characters who has like a signature laugh. A lot of them do. He's got all of those traits that I typically find annoying. Actually, in most of the characters, not Bon Clay, certainly not. Especially when he comes back. Goodness me, he when
Bon Clay is like the first part of the build down.
Oh, easily. By many miles. Actually, sorry, I forgot about Hannibal.
You fucker, you
would. No, just complete joke. Bon Clay is amazing. He is a very interesting villain plot wise. Before Impel Down as well. There's actually tension there, with the way that he fucks with the Straw Hats, and he kind of like. If I remember what really happens properly, he continues to fuck with them. He appears as a villain after Alabasta, but obviously they still like sort of make amends as well. Like he's reintroduced still as a villain, but then
no,
I swear he does
himself at the end of Alabasta to help Straw Hats escape. He pretends to be Luffy literally by turning his face into Luffy.
I think I'm thinking because it's right. It's like right after, as in it's technically not after Alabasta. It's just that it's on the water. Is why I'm separating.
Yeah, it's like as they leave, they bump into each other, and then like that's when he does that scene. Basically, it's like you know, friendship isn't a matter of time, or like something like that. Like they're best friends, and he sacrifices himself. And it's like, oh god.
Well, yeah, Bon Clay is Bon Clay. Yeah.
And he survived, by the way. Just so we're crystal on that. He now rules law 5.5. I think it's what it's called, right? 4.5.
Bon Clay survived.
Yeah, he's now the ruler of that new Kama layer.
I need to reintroduce the Wapple tier. Yeah, because he's like also, as far as I'm concerned, he's like the perfect turned villain as well, or rather, you know, villain turned.
He's definitely the villain who becomes the most friends with the Straw Hats. Like, I would say.
Well, I just want to highlight that because these are the point that I'm making here is in our S tier. These are very, very different. Our S tier. They are all extremely different types of villains. And I think it's important to point out.
Smoker is an antagonist that heavily respects Luffy. Like, Bon Clay just fucking loves him. Like, they just fall in love. They're like besties.
It's amazing. It's so good. I actually love Bon Clay so much.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it comes down to. I mean, can't really go into much detail. Just the fact I just love him.
She appears just in Alabasta. She loses to Nami.
Mrs. Bondage.
Around the entire fight.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's not a terrible fight.
Yeah, it's the same with like Usopp. It's just a fight that they win, so it's like pretty significant this early on. I mean, I think this is the first fight that Nami has and wins. Um, so it's like yeah, credit to losing to Nami.
Yeah. But we have Mr. One.
Mr. One.
I like Mr.
I
One.
think that's fair.
He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy.
There's not that much to him, but he's literally he is just like Mob Boss's like number one henchman. Like he really is like that to a T. Like he's just his right hand guy.
Yeah, that's why he's number one.
Yeah,
he's the number one guy. Yeah, Mr. One. Crocodile. Woo! There he is. Guess that makes sense.
it's
Crocodile.
So fucking apt that you put those three together. You have
what?
No
How do I? How do
that is?
How? But if Miko doesn't come back, really I guess. You said Miko doesn't come back, so there must be flashbacks where he comes back.
No, they
just from things that are revealed.
Back. They just don't do anything.
Okay.
Like, they come back, but they don't like kill anyone important or do any cool attacks. They just come back and then like talk, or do something interesting, which involves those three in specific, which is just very funny. It's just very funny that that's worked out that way.
Crocodile. What I find so compelling about Crocodile is the fact that he's really not the most important like person that Luffy picks up from Impel Down, like as part of his like temporary crew. Like it's weird that he's not the most important one, given that he was like they were basically mortal enemies for a time, and yet his role during Impel Down is still extremely compelling. Like you'd expect him to either not be in it or be like the most important person that Luffy comes across, but he's neither, and yet it still works out very well. Like he has a lot.
It's like more. He
plays a very good role. Like,
who would you say it is then? Like Jinbei?
In terms of who he finds, it's Jinbei overall. But it's like that's the point. Even if Ivankov is definitely above Crocodile in terms of importance.
Yeah,
arguably even Buggy is.
But then like I only see like things that really reference like how much like Crocodile did during the fight in like in Marineford. Like Crocodile like fucking he throws hands with basically everyone of note. He immediately guns for Whitebeard. Fucks around at sometimes. I'm pretty sure he saves Luffy from Aokiji.
The only thing that is definitive about Crocodile is he's not at any point but nothing that he does benefits the Marines. He kind of almost flips on every side except that side, in a way. Like mainly by trying to kill Whitebeard. But he is like
that was
such
his
a
goal. Like he didn't put down when it's like he wants to get Whitebeard. And there's like this is literally just Marineford. Let alone how good of a villain he actually was during Alabasta.
Oh my god, fantastic! Crocodile's great.
Yeah,
because he's the first villain of one of the long form arcs. Where
this is my problem is that I don't see a universe where Crocodile isn't as good as Arlong is on Alabasta and reoccurs and matters later on. It's why I have a problem with Crocodile with S tier.
You mean
not Crocodile with Arlong? Yeah.
The point is, he's the first person who is a villain of one of these sections. As in these sections, because he's a villain of this entire thing. Basically, is the point. Laboon!
I don't know why the red line isn't the antagonist in that arc.
Yeah.
Or Laboon.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I don't really know how to do this any other way.
I say put Arlong in D tier. I mean, that's the only answer.
That's shit, son. No, obviously. I don't know what else to do though. I kind of get where you're coming from.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, Bellamy.
Once again, more your tier list.
Bellamy.
I
like. Do you know? I guess Bellamy is actually. This is actually weirdly important for you to be here. I need to know what becomes of Bellamy.
Bellamy
Because he comes back, right?
Yeah, one more time.
One more time.
Just Rosa, with the Doflamingo thing again, and is very impactful.
Good.
It's probably one of the best returning characters for like only really one thing. Like he just comes back and he means a lot to the plot, and you know, I think that's interesting. It's very interesting considering it's why I think it's important that you only know Bellamy in the first half because he just becomes so much better in the second half. It's kind of funny. Like I want to say it because of how much like I don't even want to like just he just changes so fucking hard because of the
yeah. I don't know why Bellamy.
Cool.
The thing is, he's not even a villain for like a period. He's such a weirdly like contained character because he's just like there to fuck around at the beginning, like before they go to Sky Island, and yet he left such an imprint in my brain. By the way, he's the other person who looks like Sabo.
Yeah, he's just like he's just an anti-dreamer, right? That's kind of like his purpose. It's like they're going on the most romantic journey of an island in the sky that they don't even know is real, right? And they're going up for it. And Bellamy is just the perfect like that's not real. You're an idiot, and like laughs at him. And then the fucking. You know, you don't get the catharsis,
yep,
but Oda knows you still want it. So then, like Bellamy, you know, fucks with the monkey people, and then Luffy smacks him down, and it's like top 3 punches of show as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, because this is what I'm saying. Bellamy left a weirdly big imprint on my brain.
Yeah, dude, and you haven't even gotten to his
exactly. I don't know why I really like Bellamy. He's such a hilarious piece of shit. He's the kind of character who would be really fun to like fan cast, if you know what I mean. Like, as in, yeah, sure, it'd be cool to see if they get it right in live action. The point is, he's the kind of character who's fun to imagine who would like really sell that as a real person.
Really annoying face, like, but not like an irredeemably annoying. Just like someone you want to punch. That's really it. Someone you want to punch. Give that aura, and you got it. Speaking of people you want to punch because they're like who caused you to stop watching One Piece for the first time. Like I got through this far, I was doing good, and then I got to this part and I put it down for like half a year.
I barely remember this idiot. Actually, I kind of do. He's got something to do with balls, right? Is that?
Yeah, he's the balls dude.
Okay, he's the balls dude. He's balls guy. Show the icon. I think
it's like 2 others as well, but it didn't add that, which is the best.
This is once again a situation where the goons are not.
Goons.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the situations where they're not so memorable. As in, I guess actually the first lot, Buggy's goons and Kuro's boons, Kuro's goons, not so memorable. That kind of gets undone with Arlong. I think Arlong starts to pick it up, and then Baroque works. Yeah, obviously, not that we've rated any of those characters super high, but they kind of aren't the same as this. As in Eneru dips again a bit, where the goons are not very memorable.
That's how you can tell you watched the dub, because you called him Eneru. He's called Enel normally, like canonically.
Oh, that makes sense because I remember
it's like with Zoro and Zolo.
That reminds me because you said the name Enel earlier, and I recognised that and I realised why. So there's this guy called Tyranitar Chief. And he's done these Pokemon series. They're called Extreme Randomizer Nuzlocke. They're basically custom-made ROM hacks for him of like some games. And the first one he did was Alpha Sapphire, and there's a bunch of One Piece references in it. I think he had I think it was in this. Actually, no, I think this was actually in a different game played. He had an Infernape called Garp. Main one was one of the Elite Four was replaced by Dragon. Monkey D. Dragon. But he also had a Galvantula called Enel. So there's that. And I think there are more. I'm pretty sure there are more than that. Point is, I knew who Enel was. Either way, I could honestly put all 4 of these guys in the same tier.
I think that would be slightly unfair, but only due to one of them is like a bit of the ball guy. Sanji, Usopp, and Luffy deal with really early on. He's just really annoying. That's literally the whole thing. He's really annoying.
He left a mark on you, didn't he? He left a mark.
The bad one. Get him in D tier right fucking now. That guy, he's the one on the bird who fights against God. Like the dude on the pelican, with like Chopper nearby who just watched. Actually, I think Chopper did intervene. I'm not sure, but they're also unremarkable. To be fair, like I would say, unless you remember anything, I think he didn't do anything.
Not particularly. No. This guy I remember because of his hair.
This guy is actually the guy who got his own story. He falls down from, he comes down, falls down from Sky Island, and he like starts his own, like he starts working for like a hot tub, like not a hot tub, like a spa. He just works at a spa now. I'm pretty sure. He's just on the ground. He just works at a spa for some reason, and yeah, he's the idiot who Chopper beats for the first time, which that's cool. Chopper's like first actual win. He was really happy about it, and he also like was an idiot who like didn't remember to breathe all the time. He was the only one I remember fondly, to be honest. Which
I would have said that as the next guy.
Merit. I think the scene where Chopper celebrates winning a fight is actually kind of like sweet, and I want to cry. I think he has the same merit as her, like for Nami's first win. Okay. And then this guy is the owner. This guy's like the I don't know, some like razor wire weird shit. I don't even remember. He's a dickwad too. Just wants to survive, but he's still kind of not bad.
We've got
yeah. Who I could you want to hear what he gets up to?
Not exactly.
So this is as soon as you cover stories, he survives, takes the Ark to the moon, where he discovers an ancient race of like automaton people who are like all powered down, and he kind of just accidentally charges them all up. They show him this secret history, which may or may not reveal where the different races came from, like his winged race like in the skies, and there was these automatons in space, and like what I think people theorize to be some other race, I'm not sure. And then space pirates arrive, and they start fucking shit up, and then Enel beats the shit out of them, and then uses his automaton race and starts like heading towards Earth, and that's it. That's the last we saw of Enel.
It's too much.
Yeah, it is crazy how much lore there is in his cover story.
Too much bark, maybe just the right amount of bite. He's a very, very old school anime villain. He honestly feels like part of forming the trope that is like villains like him.
Ego.
And others. I feel like I should be able to name them, but I can't. As in, he's like I know it's more so like Cell and things like that, but he's part of kind of the trope that is like the precursor.
Like complex.
Yeah, basically what Boros is. Eventually, in One Punch Man, the way that comes from. But I do not love him as a character, to be honest. If you see where I'm coming from, just like Eminem.
Yeah.
I mean, he is wearing a do-rag.
Yeah, people. No, he really does look like.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But this is where I'm at on NL.
Some people fucking live and die by NL, but no, he's alright.
Well, they bloody well shouldn't. That's just kind of wild. Foxy. Calm down, sir.
Let's go.
I really like Foxy.
Fucking love Foxy.
Oh, you do you? Then we're going to get along just fine. Well, he's basically Team Rocket.
Oh yeah.
He's actually
Team Rocket never comes back from blasting off.
Yeah, but he comes back multiple times. He comes back like twice after his first appearance.
That's all filler.
And it's just there to cause chaos. Well, I see.
He never actually comes back again.
That's why I like him though, because it's funny.
Yeah.
Because he's a funny fucker. How much do we like him really though?
I think anywhere above D will get people mad at us who know what they're looking at. So fuck it,
Yeah. Why not? Well, no, because he's like, I guess in these filler arcs, he's like kind of plays a weird, seemingly have turned good role, but also not. But also he kind of fucks up his backstabbing like multiple times. He's funny. He's also definitely not weak, but at the same time, all it really is that his devil fruit is strong. He's not particularly competent. He's not.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is so you see often, yeah.
you do.
Or the opposite.
You do. Of course, we have Bluno from the bar. He's got two B's. He's got two B's in his name in total. So, I mean, how could he not be in the B tier? I do find him really funny. He is the least he is the stupidest surprise member of CP9. It's like what? Just random. He's so random.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
It's like all these people who work for the
Iceberg.
But they work for Iceberg. But I'm trying to think of what the company's
Or the
called.
Galileo company.
Galileo. Tralala. And it's like they're listening off all these people, and it's like, and Bruno from the bar. It's like, what? Why? What? I mean, I know why. The point is, he's like a public figure who basically hears like everything that's happening like town. Basically, that's the idea.
Yeah.
Of him being like a barkeep. I get it. And it's funny. Now this is the guy who I'm pretty sure is called Moji, I think, or something. Actually, do you know what's weird? I could probably find what this guy's called, like, in like a fucking like name of one of these things, like genuinely, because he would have like an episode.
It's white versus. Oh, there he is. Kaki Jabra.
I don't think he's actually Jabra, because I think there's one of the other guys.
Oh no, Jabra is the wolf. Yeah, Jabra is the wolf. Midori.
Kumadori. I guess it must be.
Yeah. It is.
Sure. And I don't not remember him, but he's quite annoying, frankly.
Yeah, no, he was like sucky.
In fact, both of these two are.
Jabra was the late introduction of CB9 that was like worth a damn. Like
that's this guy.
Even then, it wasn't great. It was just better than hair guy who like turns Chopper into a monster, and that was like the only cool time that was ever used.
This fucking idiot.
And then this was like he tried. I'm so glad that the fucker tried to add power scaling
that's why
to One Piece.
Yeah, that was so weird.
It's like Dokiri or some stupid shit like that, and it's like, fuck that, dude. And I'm just glad Frankie got to beat the shit out of him, man style.
This woman, entrapment, and other crimes.
Yeah.
A poor Sanji. Poor Sanji. It's not his fault.
Yeah. Oh boy.
It's entirely his fault. Sanji's a pussy.
He's a real man.
He's definitely not a real man. He's a closeted trans woman. I'm pretty sure.
We don't talk about his time skip up, or him as soon as he gets back from his time skip up. Those are not things Sanji fans talk about.
Woman. Jabra.
I think she's better than that.
She is actually. She is. Jabra.
Wait, I didn't know the hair guy was that high up. Jabra is still not. Yeah, he's. I don't know. He got Diablo Jabra out of him. He's kicked out of him. I gotta respect that. Plus, I don't know. He like chatted a lot of shit. He was a real shit chatter. Like he taunted the shit out of Usopp like constantly.
I'll have you know the giraffes are awesome. It's Kaku. It's Kaku. Oh fuck me. No, my problem is I like Kaku.
Kaku is really odd. He has no real character to know of, but he's still pretty likable.
Exactly. He remains surprisingly likable, even after they turned. Even he's still a piece of shit.
He was like, once they're revealed to be evil, it's like, oh, Kaku, does that mean you lied about the ship? And he was like, no, I know it, but no, that's just fine. Like he was still like, yeah, no, that's just broke, dude.
Yeah. Anyway. Got some weirdos next. Do you know what's crazy? I actually don't remember either of their names. I feel really bad about that.
You don't. Rob Lucci.
Yeah.
Rob Lucci didn't have much of.
No, he did. He did. His name
This is
just for some reason escaped me.
okay.
It's literally that. No, I
Yeah.
remember who Rob Lucci is. I remember just about everything that he
Okay.
did. I just forgot his name. And the other guy,
Fandom.
Spandam. Yeah. No, I know them. I knew their names. I just forgot. However, I kind of see them. They are in my opinion, they are only good villains because they are both the villains of that arc. They would not be anywhere near as compelling just by themselves. Because they're
fair.
complete opposites, and
Rob
that's
Lucci
why.
is just the brawns, and Fandom is the petty ass brains.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And he's not even that smart. He's
Would
just,
be like really generic if he wasn't paired up with someone else. To be honest.
yeah, he's
And
bird.
Spandam would just be a really annoying, like cowardly, like loser.
Yeah.
So they do like intrinsically need each other, I think. Because I mean, I think even you said to me that Lucci is kind of probably a bit overrated,
I
or overly
don't
loved.
like Rob Lucci that much.
Yeah,
And like he's reoccurring, most predominantly in this current, actually not current arc anymore, but
why?
most recent arc that's currently on the anime. He is back, and so that's something. But yeah, I don't like Rob Lucci all that much. So he's not insignificant though. Like, but like I do think the Rob Lucci, fucking Luffy fight might have been one of, if not
It's
the
good.
greatest fights during like that. I think before some point during the post time skip, that was the best fight that Luffy ever had, in my opinion.
Luffy's best fight. Yeah, maybe 1-on-1. I mean, I might, as in I'm saying, I might agree with that. As in, even though despite what I said, I would probably still put Lucci above Spandam. I might have it like this.
Yeah, Spandam. Are you? I didn't.
See, Spandam's got like a weird amount of story, like weird amount of history though. I remember.
Yeah,
well,
for Spandam, yeah, it's like Frankie was the one who broke his face in, like so why he's wearing all that shit. And then I'm pretty sure Frankie breaks his face in again, and he wears even more like face masks now when he appears.
I mean, you often it is slightly odd. You usually don't give characters this much history and make them so like pathetic. If you know what I mean. Does that make sense to you?
Kind of just like it's an example that, it's like the classic abuse of power, right? He's a pathetic, sad person, but he uses the Marines and the power of them to do what he wants. Like literally, when he accidentally calls the Buster call on the fucking island, like he's an incompetent nincompoop, but God, does he have a lot of power behind him?
Nincompoop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Hogback.
Oh, I don't know his laugh.
Fuss. Yeah, I love Doctor. I don't know if I love Doctor Hogbacks. Hold on, I'm not sure about that.
Everyone loves Dr. Hogback.
Not even Doctor Hogback. Sure. He's absolutely a character.
He is very much a C. Yeah, he matches the vibes of everyone.
Well, I would say so, but he is also very prominent. I definitely have room in my brain dedicated to Hogback that I definitely don't have dedicated to Kuro. As in, I remember both their names, but one holds a lot more space. For some reason.
Yeah, but it's probably only recency.
He's like, when was this made? Like he was obviously based on Danny DeVito's Penguin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, probably.
But that's fine. Absalom, kill yourself. Absalom, kill yourself.
If there was an F tier, Absalom would be in it. Once again, Absalom is not something we talk about as a Sanji fan. We do not agree with Sanji's jealousy of Absalom.
Yeah. Somehow this lovely lady's name is actually slipping. Even though I have like Perona. Yeah.
People like Perona.
And
it is purely based on aesthetic.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I remember
people also
Kumasi,
ship her with Mihawk as well.
Oh well, of course they do.
Together.
Mihawk's only love is his sword.
That he paints black.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's about right, isn't it?
honestly, yes. I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, so wait, hold on. That means this guy is not exactly who I thought he was. This guy is that weird.
Yuma.
Yeah, he is less memorable to me than I'm pretty sure he should be. I felt like I'm meant to hold him in higher regard than I do, but
The thing
I
is,
wouldn't know.
he's both like the sword god. That's literally what he's called. He's called the sword god. Like Ryuma the sword god, but also has Brook's shadow in him. So he's like a weird combination of like his old
That's it. It was
fighting
Brooks'
and Brook.
shadow.
Um,
Mm.
yeah, and like Brook couldn't beat him, so he had, like Zoro had to kind of help poor Brook. But yeah, um,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
like Ryuma had to give him his sword because Zoro's sword just immediately like
No, I'm
got
starting to
rusted at
remember.
the end
He
of the
was
last
actually
arc.
really cool. He was probably the best, best villain in Thriller Bark, I guess.
From the main spooky cast, yeah, definitely.
Oh well,
But Perona wasn't bad. Um,
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because it's definitely not Gecko
but
Moria. God,
Please, I like Gekamoria, but only because I like pointing at laughing at
I mean, really, it's
Gekamoria.
the same as
Like, there's
Hogback
never
when it comes
been
down to it. But
like worse shit fuck where like every time he comes back, he falls even further down, and it's like the opposite
does
of
that happen
funny.
more? Does that
It's
happen?
like
Does it
yeah,
happen
whenever
more?
he comes back, it's like well, I mean, you know, he loses obviously his island here, right? And then during Marineford, the government tries killing him off because he's so worthless that he's not worth keeping around. Um, and then I think pretty sure Absalom saves him because he was like there invisible. And then like I don't really know much more until later on he comes back again and he's just gets the absolute shit kicked out of him. And honestly, that is kind of the story of Gecko Warrior though. Like he is a poor sod in actual fact. Like also respectable though. And there is a really big theory that he was kind of like in like on a mythical island, as it were, and like most of his resurrected crew. And I'm not even sure this is a theory. This was basically confirmed. Most of the resurrected crew are like some of the most famous pirates back in the day of like the mythical rocks crew, and he just got them and resurrected them. And basically, Moria has done so much but does so little with it, and I love him because he's such a silly little bean man.
well, he's not little though, is he?
He's a huge bean man, but he's so little in significance. And
He's far too big. I don't like him. I don't like him. He really makes me question how Oda decided what could be done, like in terms of designs of people. Like, is he a human? I don't understand.
you are right on that. I mean, there is like becoming like there are like traits that are beginning to be assigned to races. Like Kuma, he's got a big fucking chin, same as Whitebeard. And at this point, it's kind of assumed that they're part of this buccaneer race, which is like the big weird fucking chins. But
Well,
like
also big
Moria
people.
has, yeah, bigger people are like mixed races of like giants, or maybe these buccaneer races, or like stuff like that. And it's like now we're getting kind of an inkling that like if you're a giant and you have horns, you're probably like like an oni. Like that's like a race which you would think maybe Moria is that. He's got horns, he's big, but then what's the fuck with the ears and like his ghoulish complexion? And why is he also sawed in half? Like what? like yeah, I
Yeah,
guess he probably got like cut in through the middle by like Kaido, but Kaido doesn't use a sword, so that doesn't make much sense
Kaido.
either. Um, but
Kaido.
yeah, that's who
I
like
know.
killed his entire
I
crew.
mean, I kind of know who Kaido is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when he gets mentioned.
Yeah. Well, he has been
like
mentioned. That is true. I don't think it was then because
yeah.
well, it might have been. He's mentioned very recently as well. Definitely after that as well.
But yeah, it's because he had to steal Ryuma's corpse. We went to steal Ryuma's corpse from Wano, which is where Kaido is. But yeah, Moria, I like him, but he sucks. But I like him. You
Yeah,
don't like him, and he
yeah.
sucks. So he's in C2.
Bartholomew Kuma.
I'm gonna have to stop talking on Bartholomew Kuma.
Yeah. Well, the problem with Bartholomew Kuma is that they made a bunch of robots that look exactly the same as him, and it's confusing. As in, it's confusing in the sense of I'm confused as to why they chose to have him look exactly like him in every conceivable way. And the fact that he is a cyborg anyway? Oh, it's right? Am I? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. So maybe you can see why I get a bit confused. However, what if he didn't leave his mark on popular culture because of that fucking gif of Zoro getting getting pained, as it were?
I mean, yeah. There's also like I don't know, like Luffy crying. I've seen that a couple times.
Well,
in memes,
he's
but,
also
like,
the prime example of the ridiculous proportions of One Piece characters.
he is the perfect example of One Piece character where they look absolutely absurd, but quite honestly are goated. Like, I do, because I can't talk about Kuma.
Yeah, the problem is,
Because
So the problem with the robots is that overall, Kuma
I don't even think about the
Kuma is
pacifistas.
so stoic anyway. That's why I always get them confused sometimes, because he says so little, and hasn't done that much. And obviously, the pacifistas can't be included in that because they're not him. But he still hasn't done much anyway. So he's got a lot of aura, but like, it's for me, it's very like contained. It's very small strokes so far. So I would actually personally only put him in B tier. To be honest.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no. Yeah.
Okay. To be
Kuma.
fair, one of the things he does is actually insanely important. I almost skipped over, like, I forgot the place's name actually. Yeah.
Abodi?
Yeah, Sabaody. I almost skipped over that in my head, but I don't think I actually did. I think it still rings true, because those are really the only two things that he does overall up until the time skip.
It gives Zoro fans the one piece of ammunition that they have, or one piece, the one thing that they always go to is like, yeah, well, we had nothing happened. It's like, fuck you, Zoro fans, you fucking assholes. So he gave them that, and then yeah, he did the whole like touching thing.
Did the touching
But yeah,
thing.
Kuma only gets more interesting, and then Egghead. But once again,
Yeah, he's also got one of the most bullshit powers as well. It's like he just the name
definitely, yeah.
the name to what it actually does is it's basically Oda not knowing what he would call it, not knowing what he would call the fruit based on what it actually does. So he just themed it around something else. You know, he decided on the powers before he decided on anything else about it. Almost, I feel like, or the complete other way around. Either way, there's a disconnect between the name and what it actually does.
You know Kuma stands for bear, right? Like his name literally means bear. He looks like a bear. He's got paws like a bear.
I
Like
did,
it's just all.
but without thinking about it. As in, I knew that, but also way before Kuma. So I actually
Yeah. It's one of those Japanese words where you do actually hear every now and then.
Yeah. I know Kuma from Tekken, I think, and I think it's from Tekken, and he's just a bear. He's in this fighting game.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's Kuma for
Yeah.
you.
Also, I like that his name's Bartholomew.
Yeah.
Anyone called Bartholomew has my vote. Duval! Not a villain. Really.
Very briefly a villain.
He's not a villain. But my god, do I like him? My god.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I like him. It's a good question there, because I really like him, but maybe not as. He's actually one of the funnier characters. Like genuinely, that's the thing. I mean,
Duval is in a real like blind spot, like for me. It's probably my least like watched and read part of One Piece.
yeah,
Like,
I do think it's complete nonsense. That would be I have no idea how you can like do this in live action. If you know what I mean, like um, it only works because they are the characters in the show are drawings anyway. If you know what I mean. Um,
yeah.
the fact
Well,
that they
they
somehow
just have to.
draw that based
Well,
on Sanji, and it looks
the thing is,
exactly like someone else.
Sanji's wanted poster will look like a drawing of Sanji, so they just have to find like a dude who looks similar to, or similar to like their sketch than Sanji does.
Yeah, it is possible. Actually, it is possible, but it's still ridiculous. It's such
Yeah.
it's one of the most ridiculous moments, which doesn't really make sense. I obviously far more unbelievable things happen in One Piece, but he's also oh god, he's so good. But I don't think we really place him higher.
Either, either really two fucking
What?
supernovas.
What's that? Oh, this guy.
Well, it's like
This guy.
you're on Sabodi now. Yeah, it's Hawkins, Monka Rouge. Um, there's, I guess it's just this has hindsight, and ultimately these are the only two that actually end up being antagonists. So I think that's why.
Yeah, but these guys don't really have any weight for me at all.
Not at this point in time.
Actually,
No.
this guy I
Not
don't
really
actually
ever.
recognize straight up.
Scratchman Apu, check it out.
Oh, however,
He's like the music dude. Yeah, that's fair.
I
They
don't know.
really aren't anything. Only really Law and Kid are.
Oh, I'm
at
going to
that
quickly
point.
introduce this idiot. I know who this guy is, but
He's just a hacky check character.
yeah.
Like, he's
Anyway,
you got hacking? No, swap.
got this fucking douchebag to deal with, I guess. Do I need to know his name, or is it because he's just, as far as I'm concerned, he's just like the Celestial Dragon? I know he's not the one. I understand how it works,
No,
but that's it.
he's like Carlos, I think.
Yeah.
He's just a celestial dragon, and he's just a piece of shit, and he's just gets beaten at every given opportunity.
Yeah, but he's also like pretty massively important.
Yeah, in the way that he like isn't, but he thinks he is, and the
Well,
world
no.
government makes
I
him.
mean, like, he's the guy that Luffy punches, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I would say massively important.
Yeah.
But also a deplorable fella. Like, yeah, he's really emblematic of a type of person. Than he is, like, the best villain, like by himself.
Yeah.
It's what he represents, really. So that's fine. It does feel like the kind of character you should be able to say more about, given how important he technically is. But he's mostly just a plot device, I suppose. Really. Than a fully formed character. Unlike this thing.
I remember it because it's just sadism,
Very annoying.
and I'm pretty sure there's a masochist woman as well. That's like
Very
mating or
annoying.
some stupid shit.
She moans after everything.
She's got that bitch for One Punch.
Which one? I guess the bug.
One,
The bug.
the whip.
The whip. There's the bug.
Yeah,
The
she's like a
wasp.
woman. Like, well, most Murata women, yeah. Point is, yeah, she's not remarkable in any way, shape, or form. So she's just one of those characters where it's just whenever she's on screen, you know damn well someone's gonna walk into the room and see you watching it. Like that's the kind of character she is.
Unlike Hannibal. No, hold on.
Yeah.
Careful
You're-
here.
you're-
Careful
you're-
here. He is more of a character than you'd expect going into it, though, isn't he? He certainly was for me.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, you can tell
like
he's gonna have.
weirdly-
I mean, the way he looks is quite telling.
He's like constantly wishing his boss was
It's
dead.
okay. That's the
Like-
thing. He is actually once again, he is actually one of the funnier characters.
Yeah. He's like, it's like, oh, I want that fucker to die. I want to be there, the big head chief, the big chieftain. And like he's just this weird skeevy little fucker. And then like at some point in time he gets in like a fight with I think like Buggy and Mr. 3 in that, and he's like last man alive giving them a fucking talk about how he's like the last line of justice, and like we can't let these people out, there'll be savagery, like, and like some really weirdly noble shit, I'm pretty sure. Then he goes back to being a piece of shit. Yeah. You like him way more than I give him any credit for.
Yeah, wow.
Which goes for quite a few of the characters you put high up, so I don't really mind. This is once again your tier list.
I feel like this is missing a certain filler arc. That I guess maybe it's because the arc I'm thinking of is only. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. But it's obviously in some ways it isn't. No. It's missing a couple because it came up with Foxy. Yeah, I know, but it's not.
Foxy
it's not because of Foxy.
Arc.
There are Foxy filler arcs.
Yeah, except for the one that isn't a filler arc. It is real and in the show.
What I'm saying is, him being there means there are filler. I'm not. I know it's not intentional, but it means that I wasn't necessarily thinking of this as excluding all the filler arcs because he's in one. But it is because there's multiple. There's multiple others. It was only because there was one specifically, which is where like they're at a.
It's Jonathan, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Jonathan. That's who I was thinking of. But I remember there's another one with a bunch of characters. Like it happens immediately after Frankie joins the crew, which is So it's actually you're right. I know it's all of them that are missing, but some characters are in filler arcs. Hannibal. Oh fuck. Okay, fine. Magellan. Oh,
Magellan.
Where's he gone? Oh no,
you just dumped him in D.
That's not right. That is not correct. That is not correct. Magellan is cool guy.
Magellan is literally one of those characters who have nothing but feats behind them and they get no fucking respect to his name.
Well, that's because he's got diarrhea. He's got irritable bowel syndrome. He's got. That's why.
Because he eats poison all the time.
He is poison.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah,
we are going to put some respect on his name today.
I think it should be an A.
Magellan.
Because, I'm sorry, if you single-handedly take out Luffy, the future Pirate King, and fucking the entire Blackbeard crew, there is some respect there, right? There is some definite you're a fucking G. The only problem is that ultimately the biggest breakout in the history of Impel Down occurred on his watch, so that didn't come out great.
That's true. That's true. But at the same time, why did it happen? Well, because it's like the biggest.
Because the dude with the thickest fucking plot armor broke into his prison, and it went from there.
Yeah, it couldn't have been a worse combination of people involved at the same time, really. So I don't think I blame Magellan. I think I blame the other guy.
But everyone else did. He got fired.
Who's this? I don't know. Who's this?
That's Full Body.
Ah, yeah.
He's the dude who into Sanji's who was like, "There's a fly in my soup," and then Sanji was like, "So I'll take it out and you can eat it." It's like, "I'm not gonna eat that," and then he beats the shit out of him.
Yeah, if this guy is there's nothing in my brain that you can recognize as him.
It's a pink hair, I think. That's how I remember it.
Yeah.
You can put him low as fuck. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either. Now this is this not Bonnie?
That's Hina.
What?
That's Hina.
Hina.
He speaks in third person. That's all I really know about her.
Okay.
I think she has the cage fruit. She can just kind of cage things, and she's the one that Django and Full Body have a crush on.
Yeah. It's only because I remember there being a very similar looking woman in the Marines, but she's got blonde hair instead, or it might actually be her. It might have been her anyway. I'm not sure. No, it is her. It is her. Just the only woman with pink hair who I have dedicated to memory is actually Bonnie. Yeah. Oh well. No real opinion here, frankly.
Oh yeah, that'll do.
I'm not this guy. Once again, now this tells you how many names there are in One Piece, though, because I actually don't remember this guy's name.
Momongo.
Momonga.
Momongo. Oh
Momonga.
yeah.
Which is unfair, because this guy's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, like as far as random vice admirals go, people have respect on his name. Like he pulls up to fucking Amazon Lily, he stabs himself in the hand, and he has got like 30% more feet advantage than like every other vice admiral. Like going, like
Yeah, he's I know that. I mean, that's why he's pretty much the only one on the list, like only vice admiral. I think. Oh, actually, no, is Garp a vice admiral?
yes, but only because he refuses his promotion at like every opportunity.
Yeah.
Because if he goes any higher up, then he like can't do what he wants.
Which doesn't sound right, does it?
Well, yeah.
No, but Momonga, he gets there. He's probably more feats than character. I don't recognize this at all.
I don't know his name, but I know that he's the dude who got a fucking face full of Whitebeard punch or like warp. Like I'm pretty sure when Whitebeard like tilted the seas, he did it like directly on this guy, and like it was his body like warping the poor sod.
I mean, that's gonna save
And
you.
actually, I think he comes back later on, actually, but he's still nowhere near relevant enough.
No.
To be remembered.
The thing is, I can say I technically did recognize Full Body. This guy, I don't even remember that visage at all.
But it might not even be that guy. It might be just a random.
Unfortunately, I would say the same about this one, which I feel like doesn't.
He's the spider dude. He's got like
spider dude.
Yeah. He's got like bunch of spider legs to him. Also, not particularly relevant.
No, I don't know.
I don't know why these guys got like credit when others didn't.
Yeah, Sengoku.
Sengoku the Feetless.
Now that's the weird thing about Sengoku, because he definitely appears that way, and he is that way, but at the same time, he as a character, he's definitely presented as someone who doesn't fight at first. In fact, by which I mean he's almost presented as someone who maybe even can't. Right? He's a much more strategic, maybe even physically weak character. Obviously, he's not. And I think that's cool. Maybe he's feetless, sure, but he still somehow does back up his position. He's not actually a weakling.
Yeah. Because it's definitely like
he feels like a nerd,
he's the same.
But he's not.
Like side by side with Garp, right? Like as much credit as anyone gives to Garp, Sengoku is basically that, but he actually went up the ranks, like in the Marines, like. So, yeah, but ultimately Sengoku, like, he doesn't fucking do anything, ever. Like, the one attack he's ever actually done, he did on Luffy, who fucking ballooned it out of, like, existence.
I know, he's just like, but he is, like, also pretty much the key antagonistic figure at Marineford. And
kind of
works. He's like the central
He's the highest
one.
ranking
exactly
person there, but I think ultimately it becomes pretty obvious who is the main antagonist of Marineford.
I specifically I deliberately didn't say to Luffy. I mean sort of the event basically.
I guess
and for that reason I think he does have character. I'm not going to forget Sengoku. I'm also certainly not going to forget Aokiji. Kizaru, I meant. Fuck's sake. I was thinking of Aokiji when I said that, though. It's Kizaru, guys.
Ben Beckman, no.
What a weirdo.
Scary.
Obviously, I remember you telling me they're actually all based on famous Japanese actors.
I was going to send you one, but the problem is the picture had all of them were serious except Kizaru's one, who was a picture of Adam Sandler. So it's like that's the one I wanted to show you the most, and it was just Adam Sandler instead, which is not correct.
It's not correct. No.
Yeah, they are all based on stuff, and he looks like his. And I like Kizaru. Do you like Kizaru?
I think is it not Kizaru? Is it?
Could be Kizaru.
And I do. I very much so do. because
Because the thing is, I'm
he
pretty sure.
technically represents that amazing sound slash visual effect I like, which is whenever he does like a laser beam and all the sound disappears. Because I think it's actually Kuma does it first, but it's not Kuma. It's actually a pacifista. But it's just
Yeah, because he can shoot laser beams.
yeah. No, he's cool. He's also he also exposes something weird like fairly early on, which is when like Rayleigh is able to hit him. But that's not Kizaru's fault. Can't hold that against him.
Yutaki.
Yeah, yeah. I guess yeah, Kizaru's fairly like one note cool though. I mean I don't know how much more of him there is, but he's he's a very distinct personality, but that's all he's got going for him as well. Just like a very distinct personality with cool powers, but not like a particularly deep character. Which is I don't know if I want
Just
to
wait 500 more chapters and he gets a little bit more deep. Trust, dude. And I'm not even taking the piss. That is actually very accurate. He gets slightly more deep in 500
it's
plus
only
chapters.
very slightly.
He like has a modicum of like emotion. It's like the only like character development or like
yeah.
like
Part of me wants to
don't worry.
I don't know. I know I don't need, let's not change the order because obviously this is the what are they? What's their name? The Grand not is it Grand Admirals?
They're just admirals.
They're just the admiral. They're just the fleet admirals, aren't they?
Yeah.
Cool guys,
Yeah.
Especially Akainu.
Yeah. It's just so we're clear. Those are basically they aren't actually their names. They're like titles. I think Akainu is Red Dog. Aokiji is I think Blue Pheasant, some shit like that. And I think Kizaru is like Yellow Monkey.
Great.
Yeah. I think one of their names is Borsalino. I think that's Kizaru's. It's like Borsalino. Some Italian.
So this is the thing. Is I want to put them all on the board, in their positions. This is my take.
It really points out the difference when like a character just dedicates himself to villainy. How rewarding that is.
Just professional hater. There's
Like,
no one does it like,
like
no one does it like Akainu. like
like
Kizaru and
Kiji-
Aokichi, they're too chill.
Fucking hell.
They're too chill. You know.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're bad, but we're gonna hold back sometimes and like be kind of cool about it. Akanu's like, I will fucking murder you, you fuck, and it's like there's no subtlety there. He doesn't
have time for
wants to murder
subtlety.
you.
He hasn't got time for it.
Criminals get away every time he doesn't kill you instantly, so he's just gonna kill you instantly.
He is the polar
Don't worry.
opposite to the type of Marine that Smoker is, basically.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I found him so compelling. Because it's like, this is easily the next, like, in terms of the characters in the Marines, who I find, like, the most compelling. He's so cool. Also, I feel like it's kind of weird that Garp isn't in this, right?
Garp at no point in time is an antagonist. I like a villain. It's just fuck off. Garp is never gonna like actually hurt Luffy.
That is
Sometimes he
completely
does, but-
completely true. But I mean, I don't think it's that different to some of them. Some of these characters. Mainly just one. Mainly Von Clay. Mainly Von Clay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really talking about. But yeah, I think this is pretty definitively my take on the three admirals.
Yeah. There is some fun shit that goes down between the time skip with all them, so look forward to that in
Good.
like half a year.
Good. I mean, it's also obviously Akainu is also the only one who is specifically introduced. Then the other two are
the rest.
definitively established beforehand. Akainu is just
Kizaru
like
is like
completely
nice and early on, which like sets the scene, and then Kizaru fucking is actually like out to kill them, and that is a problem. and then Akainu, yeah, he just throws hands with just everyone, fucking anyone in his way.
Yep, and he gets shit done. I mean, he killed Ace. I mean, that's pretty much why I like him.
Yeah, anyone who kills Ace is good in my books.
There's only one guy.
Anyone involved.
Anyone involved.
Someone else got in there who is coming up.
Oh yeah, certainly.
He will be the last as well. I'm pretty sure.
Isn't this the guy from the flashbacks?
No. Oh, he totally is. We're doing him now. Yeah, he's the dude who boxed Luffy.
Well, yeah, but he's like not like me. He's not great.
No, we're not. That's why we're getting him. I want Blackbeard to be last. We're not.
Fair enough. Understandable. No,
So,
this guy should be last. This guy should be last.
I couldn't even tell you his name.
Yeah, it's this. This is actually the problem. I don't like what's left here. I don't. This guy's kind of this is the giant guy.
Sunrun Wolf, is the giant one. He is just absolutely diabolically huge. That's it. That's literally the only thing we've ever seen him do.
And you know what? I'm not going to forget how big he is.
Constantly, like he's always huge, but it's like how huge it just never makes any fucking sense. How in God's name did they store him in Impel Down when it's implied that he basically walks at the bottom of the ocean? Like that's what he's up to. Which is also doubly interesting because given that's the case, that means he isn't using a devil fruit, or else he wouldn't have any energy. So he's kind of just raw dogging it. He's just that big. It's like, what do you mean by that? Why is he the only one? Why does he not look like at least an ancient giant? He's double, he's triple as big as. Why is he so huge? Why have we never seen anything of him since? But oh well.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Sunrun Wolf.
Don't worry about it.
Is his name.
And being big is his. Don't know who this guy is.
He is the Mad King. I think it begins with A. Yeah, I'm just gonna look it up. I'm always trying to test my naming skills of all of them. I know the woman's Katarina Devon. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, I hate her. She's ugly.
Years. Who remembers? Looking this up. Yeah, make sure you don't look this up because there's some spoilery shit here. Country Devon. His name is Avalo Pizarro.
Of course it is.
Is the dude with the horns.
It doesn't change much, really, does it?
No, it doesn't. He's not really anything.
I know this guy's name. This is Vasco Shot.
You actually did get that right. Yeah.
I hate his face. I hate his voice, but I do remember him. Unfortunately, so
yeah,
he can go in the C tier.
And you got like
for some reason
more classic lot. Like these were the You remember his name?
I don't remember these two at all.
Doc Q and Jesus Burgess.
Oh, of course, his name's Jesus Burgess. And these two I do remember. No, I'm gonna drop that guy because this guy's okay. I don't mind this guy's okay.
Yeah, he's basically he's Van Auger. He's everyone's bet for like Usopp's final fighter. Yeah. His final fight. Yeah, the feat is pretty cool. He flew up into the fucking Gorosei's like room, or like up into. You don't even know what that is yet, so it's actually not.
No, I don't.
Incredible. But
I also
he did something that no one can really do, and no one knows really how he did it. But it's like respect to his fucking name. But yeah, no, it's fair. Whatever.
No, this is unfortunate because for some reason his name never stuck. For some reason. I don't know why.
That's like a big thing for you, isn't it? It's like if you don't remember their name, that is a big detriment.
No, it's not, because this guy's kind of the shit. Actually, as in no, because it's not. I don't think what you said isn't right at all. Because I know who this guy is. I just don't remember his name for some reason.
Who are you?
He's the previous, warden.
Yeah.
And he's a piece of shit. He went on a massacre, as in. He's basically was a warden,
Yeah.
but he is not a marine. He is not on the side of the law at all.
Yeah, he just decided that it's better to just kill the prisoners. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because
I
he
think
wants
it's
to
like
kill
Shiryu of the
people.
Rain.
I think it is Shiryu.
Yeah.
I think that's yeah. I mean, you would know. You would
It's
very
definitely
likely know.
Shiryu,
But that
but I
sounds
think the
right.
full title was like Shiryu of the Rain.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, because people's big thing was like everyone thought Jesus Burgess was like his Blackbeard's second in command because like he was there at the original. He's like captain of like Blackbeard's fleet like nowadays, like the first ship. But I think it was all but confirmed that Shiryu is the second in command with like a second in command poster. So there is respect to Shiryu's name. Well, you know, it's only respectful due to the fact that Shiryu fucking saved all of their lives in Impel Down. By like giving them the antidote.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Then that leaves us with one, doesn't it?
This fucking dipshit.
The guy.
The guy.
The guy.
He's certainly a guy.
You don't like.
I mean,
you don't like Blackbeard.
he's got a D in his name, doesn't he? No, I don't. Blackbeard.
Marshall D. Teach.
I definitely don't. I don't love him. I can tell you that. I don't, and for some reason, I get the feeling that's actually that might be odd for some.
I think it depends what you mean. Do you respect him as a villain, or do you actually just think he's not that great?
No. The second thing, I do think he's great. He's a great character. But the respect is a weird one. I think I have just a bias against fat people. Frankly. I'm not even kidding. Do you know? Because okay, so first of all, it's not that he doesn't have aura. That's not what I'm saying. But do you know what I mean when he basically has an inverse aura design? His design is not. He doesn't have like a really. He doesn't look cool in any way, but he does. He's got aura in the way that Shrek does, right? Is what I'm saying. So he does, like, as in he's like this fat, kind of disgusting, slob-looking person who is also a perfectly stereotypical pirate and is disgustingly overpowered. Yeah. But part of me is still like, yeah, but he is also kind of just like a fat, kind of stupid-looking idiot at the same time.
And he is like
he doesn't
look
like
a mastermind schemer and an idiot at like the same time.
Yeah.
Like he schemed the entire thing. Marineford was entirely his idea and plan, and it went all according to his plan. The entire thing.
It's like I basically don't respect that this guy beat Whitebeard, if you know what I mean. Obviously, he didn't.
Yeah, and you're not meant to. That's the thing. It's because like you almost respect him for this entire thing, all going to plan for him to steal Whitebeard's fruit. But when Whitebeard like had more energy than Blackbeard expected, and Whitebeard fucking went for him, he was like, ah! And like his entire crew like shot fucking like Whitebeard to death. It's like he is like a genius, and he's like incredibly strong, but he is a pathetic coward at the exact same time, right? Like he never bites off more than he can chew, unlike a certain other black-haired pirate who is going to be the pirate king. Like it's just like he is just a conniving
Monkey
coward.
D. Luffy, he's right here. Look, it's Luffy.
Yeah, he's right there he is.
Why
I mean, that would be quite a funny exercise. Once we're comfortable with this, you just go through based on looks alone the second half of the characters.
I could do that. We did something like that before, actually.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Isn't recorded though. Yeah, so my take on Blackbeard is he is actually a really great character. I just don't find him likable. And yeah, I know that Akayunu is not likable, but he is to me. I as in, it depends on how much you really like watching them. And I find Akayunu's fucking dipshittery, his butt fuckery, a bit more entertaining.
It's kind of evil, where it's like, it's just like moralless. Like just absolutely like he's doing everything for good and justice and doing it in the worst way possible. Like doing absolute good like at any cost. Kind of shit.
It's basically it's just Blackbeard is kind of just like it's the fact he's a slob basically. He's a slob in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like he is lazy.
Oh yeah.
And like and kind of gross, and he's not that appealing to look at. But he's also like a I don't know. Yeah, he's very odd because he's so important as well. And does he go on to? Is he like essentially the
Oh,
main
dude,
villain?
there are three like potential final bosses in the One Piece world. Two of them you've already met, and it is Akainu or Blackbeard, and then the other one
I
was
was
that
going to
eye
say
from at
Akainu
the
is a
end.
joke.
Well, it's like
Don't
it
get
is
me
kind of
excited. Don't.
Akainu is the most personally offensive like character in the Navy for Luffy. That's the thing, right? Ultimately, Akainu, like Luffy hates Akainu more than he probably hates many other people. Which that probably only goes next to Blackbeard. Really, those are probably the only two people where Luffy actually like hates them just personally on a just like not only what they did to Ace, but who they represent and what they hold dear. It goes against Luffy's ideas.
Well, the thing is
Then
with
there's
Blackbeard,
the other
they
character
didn't
near
at
the end,
first because
which
Blackbeard's
is not good.
introduction is like he meets Luffy like, kind of just in isolation, like not really in the face of any of the larger events. They kind of just
The
meet
best fucking
randomly.
introduction to a
No,
villain ever.
that yeah,
I'm
that is
sorry, but
great. Like
it's true.
that is great. Well,
There's never
maybe in
been a
anime.
funnier, better way of demonstrating that this character is the opposite side of the same coin, right? Like, like it's just they both represent freedom and like doing whatever the hell they want, but Blackbeard holds that to the opposite side of Luffy in every way, shape, or form.
Well, they
He means
basically
oppressing whoever
well,
he wants
the
and killing
thing
whoever he
is
wants.
no, because the thing is they actually do have the same principles. It's just that Blackbeard's a terrible person.
Yeah,
That's kind of what it
yeah,
is.
it is.
They actually have the
It
same
is that
ideals. They just
like
have different wants.
yeah, it is like yeah, like I don't know what it is. I've seen like some YouTube videos on it where it's like the best way to like design like a I don't know like characters in a show or film or book or whatever is to have like a square or a triangle or something like that where it's like kind of like on a topic like freedom. It's like Blackbeard and Luffy both agree in true absolute freedom, but they have completely opposite ideas on like what that means. Kind of, if you know what I mean? Like they just yeah, like Luffy goes about it and just doing whatever he wants for fun and like saving people and you know being kind and that and like having a party and shit. While Blackbeard is just maliciousness, evil, but also having a party, but like while people are dying in the basements or some shit like that. You know what I mean? And then like the other side is like Akainu, where it's like freedom is wrong. You can't be having that. And it's like you know justice needs to be enforced. And basically, yeah, they're some of the top guns for the final antagonist of the show, which isn't that long now, to be honest. To be quite frank with you, probably the next 10 years.
Whoa!
By this time in 10 years, One Piece will be over. I think that is a 100% fact.
Perhaps, but this is definitely
Yeah.
this is the list. I'm very comfortable with my. The more I look at it, the more I think I understand my tiers here, especially the S tier. Actually, I actually feel very comfortable with that personally. And the A tier, in contrast. B tier
It's
is
messy B, I imagine.
it does get messy. It does, but I feel fine about it. As in, I don't think there's anyone who should be moved up. To B tier certainly.
Yeah.
So these are the villains of One Piece. Maybe
Wow.
Chu can come up. I
I
don't
would
know.
ask if we could look at my old one, but maybe do that after. Oh well,
Well, it's not
oh well.
super easy to tell.
I can because I'm not
here.
blind. So
Well, I know Blackbeard's at the
this
top
was me.
there. Well, no,
Yeah,
I know. I
me,
know most
Tom,
of them are.
and
Most of them are
James.
somewhat clear.
There's a lot less as well. There's no real goons. I mean, there's some obviously. Yeah, S tier Blackbeard, A Buggy, Crocodile, Enel.
Yeah, that's. I couldn't tell who that was. I thought it might. That's who I would have guessed. Aokiji, Kuma, Kizaru, Akainu. No, I
Yeah,
got
so we
it.
put all the animals in the
B,
same tier.
Arlong.
And then B is Arlong, Rob Lucci and Magellan. Honestly, considering this, I was more involved in this. I definitely, you know, and this is how you know you weren't involved. See, Smoker, it's Mr. One,
Yeah, is that Mr. One?
Kaku, Corona,
Moria.
fucking Onion Man, Moria, yeah.
Who's that?
I think that's Shiryu. And then Son Goku.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's no, I
Yeah,
think it's
yes,
same.
it is Sengoku.
And then the bottom is Kuro, Wapple, Foxy. That's the soap woman. And then fucking the masked fucker that I've already somehow forgot the name of when I knew it earlier.
Spandam.
Spandam, and then Absalom. Which it's weird that those were the ones that this one had.
Definitely
Real
missed
weird
out
pick
on
and
a
choose.
lot.
Yeah,
It's gone now.
gone now.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Right.
hold on a second.
Big run.
Hold on
I
a
guess you
minute.
can do Doffy, yeah.
Did I Flamingo? Oh, I forgot. I wanted to include him because he's remember he's Darth Vader's favorite character.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, whatever. He's an entertaining fellow, isn't he? I mean, he hasn't done anything, but I'm definitely excited for him to do something.
He's done some stuff, but yeah, I think he's definitely one of the ones that's had the best build up before his actual arc.
I have to actually zoom out to do this, so I can actually because and that'll work. Cause as long as I can get them from here, it means they'll just keep going through. So I'll never actually no, because eventually they get too big.
See if I can name them.
Yeah. Well, first I'm going to do very brute force. So this guy kind of looks like Luffy, so he's in S tier. That's horrifying.
Wet-haired Caribou. Toby Jones.
This guy's got a tall hat. He can go in B tier. I don't know what that is.
Wait, that's not only Jones. That was I don't know. Deffinger or something. No, that's someone else. Catch me.
Def Flamingo.
Yeah, some shitty fucking.
This is
dude.
Some fish fella.
No idea that guy's name.
This guy's got goggles. He's going A tier. This got a sock. S.
Squid, yeah.
Lips.
He is the number one best swordsman in Fishman Island, which
of course he is.
Hatchie mentioned he was number 2. So
this guy looks like
that's Holy Jones.
This guy looks like
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson mixed with Gecko Moria. What the fuck is that?
Is that a Yeti Cool Brother?
What is that?
Yeah, it's a Yeti Cool Brother.
I like Yeti Cool Brother. Hold on. Get him up there. Magellan, stay there.
Yeah, Magellan.
As a woman.
Monet.
It's a guy. There's another Michael Jackson. There's another guy.
Yeah.
Old man. S tier.
Lao G. No, wait, that's not Lao G. That's
that guy's got something going on. I don't like it. Ugly.
I don't remember his name.
I need to be careful. I don't want to actually put them behind any of the 3 times skip characters. Guy's got crazy eyes.
That's the finger, pretty sure.
I don't know what that is.
That's Mark Weiss.
This guy's cool.
He's the Tun dude. Lao G. He's Lao G. That's fella. Yeah, he's the upgraded version of that bomb.
Weird child. I don't know what that is.
Got her name.
That guy looks like a rad dude.
Who was probably one of the most hated characters you just put up there.
Pikachu. That guy's got headphones. That's pretty cool. Blue hair, kill yourself.
I'd say
red hair, kill yourself. Names. Yellow hair, kill yourself. 3 eyes. Ooh. Nose.
I've got no name now.
See, very white. That's ugly. Whatever this thing is, though, it's going right up there. Dope. He's got a tongue.
They really added a lot of these.
Purple hair, kill yourself.
Halloween.
White hair, kill yourself.
Baka.
That guy looks like he's probably cool.
Curry.
Pretty sure that's Big Mum.
Yeah, he's Big Mum.
So you're going D.
Random Mr. Zero guy.
He looks cool. You don't. He's got horns.
Zero.
Go up. What the fuck?
He's like an old monk, I'm pretty sure.
Blue hair, green hair, yellow hair. Mask. He's got a mask on. He's got a red demon mask.
Like Maria. Who's who?
That guy's got a different mask covering his face.
Jack.
Don't even know what that is.
Man,
I think it's a
that's
side
fucking
view.
Queen, dude.
Queen. All right, Queen can go up into B tier. Don't know that. That's like
That's
nothing.
King.
That guy's got King. Oh, he's the king.
Yeah,
Purple hair.
that's Orochi. He's a shit fuck.
Who's this?
Kaido.
Is that Kaido? That is Kaido. Well,
Yeah.
I guess you got to put Kaido right down in D tier. What an idiot. Right.
I don't even. He's like something.
That guy looks like Kuma.
Yeah.
That guy looks like
I don't even
Jinbei.
want to get into what. Yeah.
Why does he look like Jinbei?
There's some weird shit going on at the moment, Harry. I'm not quite sure.
That's just a girl. I don't know.
With the Boa Hancock wasn't the villain actually.
Yeah, she's not.
Oh, the Gorusei.
This guy's got nice big white hair.
I think
He
he
looks
was
like
Saturn.
Santa. This guy looks kind of cool. This guy, holy shit!
He was not.
Holy shit!
You've seen the Gorusei as well, actually.
Whoa!
You don't even have seen them. You don't even know it. Does he not look like that's like a look you can build in fucking Deep Rock? That kind
No,
of.
it definitely should
I don't
be.
even know.
You can't exactly, but I
Yeah.
want for sure. That'd be great.
I don't know. Oh, it's
The
just not
eye.
Gorusei.
The
That's
eye.
that's the third contender for the final boss.
Is it God?
Mm,
Is it Loki?
no, but is Loki there?
No. I would
No,
say
Loki's
no.
not there. They got movie characters. Key and
Hold
fucking
on.
good job, Harry. Okay, there he goes. There it is.
No. This is it. Look. This was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, this was Battle Vision. Coming in at you live. Not live. We're not
Definitely
live
not
at all.
live.
We're not alive even. We're actually corpses.
Yeah, Gekko Mori was
But yeah.
puppeteering me.
Yeah, we this was One Piece. This I'm not sure. You think we'll do another one with the characters, but actually when you've watched them?
Yes.
Alrighty.
We can do more than that. The world's our oyster. We could do arcs. We could do devil fruits. No.
We'll become a One Piece channel. That's what's going to happen.
No.
From that, no one expected that during the time skip. You like our time skip, Battle Vision time skip. You were gonna catch up, and then that's it. We come back. Don't even talk about Deep Rock anymore.
I'm about to say something like, obviously, one of the things that changes between the time skip is the art style changes. I'm going to say, like, oh, the art style's not going to change. It's like, well, I guess ours won't.
Oh yeah, it does.
But no, the One Piece one does. And I guess the Deep Rock one will as well. Well, not the Deep Rock one, but... And also not really change, but... Either way, this was One Piece Villains, Mark 2. We finally followed up on the long-awaited revision of this video. I'm sure the result is captivating for everyone. And we'll see you next time with hopefully talking about Fantastic Four. Actually, most likely next time you'll hear Tyler's voice. If I had to bet on it. And okay,
to say shit.
Oh, let's hope not, because no one wants to see a bad movie. Bye.